I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be alright, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Alright, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. Alright, first of all, let's see who's in the chat. Asi, Seamus, Carey, Boxing Spectrum, Gonzalo. Let's see the Quacks, Box. Welcome to the show, guys. Triple JJJ. Alright, let's get some people in here so we can start discussing what's in the news. I wrote a bunch of stuff down, so we're gonna go through it, and we're gonna be taking phone calls. Actually, the phone lines are already open. That's right. We're not gonna wait today. We're gonna do it like light speed. We're going light speed this time. Alan in the chat. Matt Claire, Magic Man. What's up? Sina Mosea. All right, guys. Phone lines are open. Gonzalo, I don't know if you want to join me, but I'm gonna start calling people so we can get this shit on the road. It's kind of hard when you're doing it, when we're doing a show by yourself. So let's see. Where the hell is Gonzalo's not even online? God damn it! I'm gonna call Cameron. Oh, there we go. Let's see if he picks up. Endgame versus Dead Game. I always confuse both. Who's Endgame? Who's Dead Game? I know one of them calls, or both of them call. Dead Game, Endgame, and there's another one. Jesus. Saint Brit says no Stu again. Bucho, I don't know what happened with Stu, man. Like, I've left a bunch of messages. I basically spammed his fucking Skype. He hasn't looked at any single message. I mean, maybe something's wrong. Maybe he wants to take a little break. You know how Stu is. He gets fed up of you guys. You guys in the chat. He just can't take it, man. He can't take some of the stupid comments that are thrown at him. As he says, we want PED expert on. Oh yeah, that PED, yeah. PED expert. I don't know if you joined us on Discord, but you know what? You can send us an email at bdaboxing@outlook.com. bdaboxing@outlook.com, and then we'll yeah, we'll discuss when you can join the show, when you're available. So yeah, just send us an email. What else do we have here? Subash, welcome. He says Pepito. All right, we have Cameron. Cameron, what's up? By the way, people in the chat, I can't send any links for the Discord hangouts unless I get 3 people on the line. So it's kind of weird. So yeah, what's up, man? You're on the air, by the way.
Oh yeah, sweet. I'm just using a different browser to what I used before, so I didn't know if I was on or not. Usually I'm on my phone, but I'm on my laptop, so.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go through the news, but first let me just also get Gonzalo in here so we can get 3 people and I can start sending links, because right now I can't. I need an extra person. Gonzalo, send me a message because I can't find you over here. Oh no, I see you. Alright, hold on. Now I'm getting a phone call. God damn it. Alright, Cameron, can you take over? 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, have a look, man. What's going on, chat? Season of chat. Same Brit, Triple JJ, all the Discord regulars, Box. And on people. Hey, Claire says cricket's the gayest sport on earth. I have to agree with that. Azzy, STD Cameron in the house. What's going on, Azzy? It probably is the worst sport I've ever watched. I've never even watched a full match. I've probably watched maybe sexuals play cricket. Golf is just about, yeah, golf and cricket, man. Those are the 2 sports. If you stick it on, I'm not a big fan of rugby either. Rugby, baseball, yeah, that's another one. The only sports I really watch are boxing. I will be honest. I like the Formula 1. If you said to me, who's the best, name me one of the best cricketers in the world, yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. It's fucking Tiger Woods. Or John Nichols, whatever the fuck his name is back in the day. I mean, I didn't watch much boxing. Nah, not as much as I used to, man, but blame that on having a missus and fucking all that shit. Before that, as soon as I got a missus, it all went down. Once you get a missus in your life, boxing goes down the hill, man. Don't have as much time, you got to fucking watch their program, Strictly Come Dancing, fucking The Voice, Britain's Got Talent, all that shit.
Alright, I'm back.
H-Money, you're H-Money, mate. H-Money, you're the king of clowns. That's the only thing you're king of.
I don't know why he wants to debate. Like, let's debate bombs, but debate what? Like, there's nothing to debate right now, H-Money. But I guess I'll tell you what.
I watched him do a video on his channel.
Oh, he has a channel?
To be honest, H-Money, I saw your video. I can guarantee that Nesta Gibbs does not watch your videos and does not give a shit about your videos.
Oh. What was the video about?
He does videos every day called Nesta Gibbs a snitch and shit. Like, do you not have a life to get to, H-Money?
Why is he obsessed with Nestor, though?
Oh, man.
Like, did he do something to you? Did he molest you? Uncle Burnt Apostrophe says, H-Money, beat of a masochist, I reckon. Yeah, well, listen, H-Money, you know, you can always call in. The phone lines are open. So, you can talk about whatever you want. Alright. Gonzalo, if you can hear me, you're on the air. Alright. Let's get through the news here. Well, first of all, Tyson Fury believes that AJ cutting weight is a bad idea. Alright, he says that, well, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was saying that you can't change a bull into a racehorse. A racehorse cannot tow a wagon. Okay. So basically he's saying that AJ shouldn't be changing his body at this point. He should stick with what he knows. What do you guys think about this? Should he lose some weight? Some of that muscle? I see. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
It's a smart idea for him to try to be more mobile, in my opinion. But at the same time, you have to wonder, why did he gain all that muscle to begin with? Because at one point in time, he was skinny, right? When he was coming up, he put on that muscle maybe because he felt a little vulnerable, that he needed to be stronger in order to take a harder punch or to deliver a hard one himself. So I kind of wonder what's really going on there.
Yeah, well, AJ turned pro. When he turned pro, I should say, he weighed in at 230 pounds. And at some point, he even had a professional fight, and he was weighing at 229. When he fought Andy Ruiz, he was weighing in at 254 pounds. So when he started, he
first turned pro, he was a lot lighter. Like I think when he fought, he was either Matt Legg at Wembley or he fought Paul Button. He was like late 220s, man. Like, he was a lot smaller. It's when he kind of got to maybe the second or third year of his pro career on the weight. But when he first turned pro, 30 pounds lighter than he is now.
So, also, Fury says you can't change overnight. At some point, AJ will revert back to old AJ during the fight. And so basically, a jab and move tactic is not going to work for AJ. He says AJ has never fought like that. And he shouldn't be trying to change overnight. What do you guys think? I think he has to do that, though. Move. I mean, obviously stand your ground at some point, but I mean, that's basically how he's gonna try to beat Andy Ruiz, in my opinion. Or what do you guys think? What is AJ gonna have to do in this fight?
AJ, what he needs to do, AJ needs to be more aggressive. But when I mean aggressive, I don't mean aggressive up in close quarters. He needs to be aggressive at long distance with that jab and that right cross. Basically from the outside, but more active. Don't have like as many like lulls as you did in the first fight. Constantly stick out that jab and then aggressive right cross.
Yeah, because he did catch Ruiz multiple times. I mean, AJ has a longer arms, you know, but the mistake was that he let Ruiz get too close to him. And when he was in a close distance, I mean, he just couldn't see those Andy Ruiz punches coming. And Andy Ruiz is fat, but he's fast, you know, for a heavyweight. So, yeah. But I don't understand what Fury's all about here, saying that, oh, no, he shouldn't fight jab and move. He should... I wrote it down over here. He says AJ should work on what he's good at. Tighten up that defense and come forward. Do you agree with that? I don't think Gonzalo agrees with this. Tighten up the defense and go forward.
He needs to fight against Povetkin. It's key to victory in a rematch. But exactly how he did against Povetkin.
Yeah. He was waiting for Povetkin, no?
In my opinion, AJ should jab and throw that right cross, be more aggressive, but don't hook with Andy Ruiz. Because if you hook with the shorter guy, he's going to get underneath your punches, and he's going to come over the top with that looping overhand right and left hand.
Yeah.
I would throw my jab, my right cross, and I would also use my uppercut because he's short. What Ruiz is going to try to do, he's going to try to get low. He said it himself. Because he's going to try to not give Andy Joshua, what do you call it? A punching angle to his face. So by staying low, he don't want to give him a good angle so he can connect them square on the face. So what Anthony Joshua can do is hit him with that uppercut. Because the uppercut is a hard punch to see coming.
Yeah, and then AJ has a good uppercut. It's one of his best punches, actually.
Yeah, I do believe so too. You're right about that.
Okay, we have a phone call. Let's just take it right away. 337, you're on the air. 337.
Oh fuck.
Who's that?
Hello.
Yep,
What's
you're on
up,
the air.
family? Yeah, this is Dead Game.
What's up?
Just listening to y'all talk about. Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. What's the subject about AJ and Ruiz?
Yeah, well, basically, Tyson Fury is saying that AJ shouldn't be losing weight.
It could be a plus and a minus. I think I really do, in my opinion, I think AJ was on some type of steroids. And with steroids, if you're big, you can still be able to perform as if you were small because it can provide more red blood cells and more oxygen. Like when he fought Vladimir, he got winded and then he caught a second wind, although his body was big. And now I think that he's off the juice. He's going to automatically shrink down, but even if he tried to stay big, he wouldn't last. He's going to fatigue. So I think he's going to come in more natural, like a natural boxer, that physique. It can help him. I think it can keep him mobile. That fight had a lot of questions because now it's coming out that AJ might have been concussed. So it's still kind of hard for me to call, if he was kind of concussed and Andy, the way Andy fights, that heavy guy, heavy-handed, it broke him up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, there were so many stories. I mean, we don't know, right? Was he concussed? Yeah, panic attacks. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. But apparently Fury doesn't. He's like, no. You shouldn't lose the weight. You should be like a bull, like a tank. Tighten up the defense and come forward. I think he wants AJ to lose, in my opinion.
Well, look at it this way: when Fury fought Klitschko, Fury was huge, man. You look at that fight again, Fury was like a bull. And he's giving advice, and now he's losing weight. Fury looks really slim right now. I think most of those UK guys is on the juice. And now that they're in the American market, they have to change it up, especially after all the people is getting popped. I think all these guys are on the juice. All of them in the UK. And now they're shrinking, bro. They're shrinking.
Okay, so you're saying because they're fighting in the US now, there's strict rules, so they're not going to detect.
Stricter rules, and I think they could get away with more in the UK. I think they had somebody on the inside maybe helping them out. I'm thinking all the way down to Kell Brook, man. I think Kell Brook was on the juice too. And I'm saying the juice. I'm just saying some type of performance enhancer. I don't know what it is. But these guys had a mission to con the whole boxing, all of boxing. The UK had a con job, and they're doing it, bro. Now they're sticking their head in the US, and they can't afford to have AJ lose, but they have a few backup plans. I think Usyk is part of the backup plan, and there's a few other guys in the UK that might be able to come to this market. The whole thing is to tackle the US market. That's what the whole thing is about. So, I mean, I just think it was a great con job.
Some people have questions for you in the chat. First of all, Blue Collar Sports TV says Fury was heavier against Wilder when he was. Sorry, Fury was heavier against Wilder than he was when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. And you say he's shrinking?
Look at the body, man. Fury was clean. All right, look at this. If Fury was heavier, take a snapshot of Fury versus Vladimir, and then take a snapshot of Fury versus Wilder. Fury was like way bigger. Maybe he was heavier against Wilder, but his body, man, his chest, his stomach, everything with his arms, he was just a monster, bro. Y'all need to look at
I will
the
comment
fight.
to that.
Look at
Go
the
ahead.
fight again and just look at what I'm saying, bro.
Cameron, go ahead.
Huge.
Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can expect. I mean, I was going to say, no one can expect Tyson Fury since that Vladimir Klitschko fight or whatever. But
I can't hear nobody but you,
ridiculous
bro.
amount of.
Oh, wait, hold on. He can't hear
He's got a
you.
ridiculous amount of weight.
Hold on, Cameron. There's a issue over here. Oh, here we go. Output. Oh, yeah, no. Hold on. Jesus.
Oh,
All right, can you hear the caller now? Sorry, Cameron, go ahead. Talk.
No, I still can't hear nothing but
No,
you.
Cameron, talk.
Me and you on a private conversation.
Cameron. Jesus Christ. Where did Cameron go? Gonzalo, you there? Shit, no one can hear me now. What in the name? Alright. Hold on. Output. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but only
Yeah, I don't know why they can't hear me anymore in the fucking Hangouts. Alright, well, we'll call again later, because I'm gonna try to fix this and I don't know what the hell.
I got one question. I got one question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you Spanish?
Yeah, well, I'm Mexican, yeah. Not Spanish from Spain, but yeah.
All right. And I think a few other guys on the panel are Spanish, right?
Gonzalo is he's a Mexican American. And yeah, Mr. BDA is Mexican. And I recognize he's Puerto Rican.
All right. I had a feeling recognized as Puerto Rican or Dominican. But I have a question for my Spanish brothers.
Yes.
Down here where I'm from, the Mexicans and I'm African American.
Okay.
The Mexicans and the African Americans are like brothers. We like family. And I have a lot of Mexican friends who are boxing fans, and we've been debating on this Tyson Fury wearing these Mexican garbs. What's your opinion? Is it disrespectful, or how do you feel about Tyson Fury with the Mexican flag and
what's about that's an interesting question, because I was gonna talk about that. Actually, I wrote it down here. That Fury saying he's taking over September 14th, Mexican Independence Day, because obviously we know that Canelo's not gonna be fighting, and so he came out wearing a Mexican wrestling mask with Latin music in the background, and he was saying that he was gonna change his name to El Rey Gitano, which means the Gypsy King in Spanish. Listen, I don't really care. I think he's just trying to win that Mexican fan base, just like Golovkin did by saying he was fighting Mexican style. But obviously, I don't know, man. Fury, he has a charisma to gain the Mexican fan base, but I don't think he has a style, because his style is boring as fucking hell. But I don't feel disrespected or anything by him wearing a sombrero. I don't even give a fuck, man. I'm not those type of people who. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I know Andy had a problem with it,
Well, I didn't know. What happened?
I don't know. No, Andy Ruiz had a problem with it. Andy Ruiz came out on his Instagram and blasted Tyson, bro. Blasted him. Bad.
Big why?
Out, man. I'm going to call back.
Yeah, call back, man. I want to hear more of this.
I'll call back.
All right. Thanks, man. Talk later. I know there's another phone call on the line, but you want to call back later, because I'm going to try and fix this Discord issue we're having right now. So,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I've gone onto my phone now. So
yeah, Cameron, the issue was on my side. I think that the fact, because the caller couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah, I could hear him. I was replying to him, but I don't think anybody could actually hear
me. Oh, no, sorry. No. Yeah, exactly. He couldn't hear you guys. So, I don't understand why. Wait a minute. This is complicated. You have to play around with the sound. All right, we have another call. Let's see if he can hear. I'm gonna take the phone call and see. 901, you're on the air. 901.
Hey yo, what's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. The Zone. In this fight week, Devin Haney just had to weigh in with the undefeated fighter from Russia, Abdullayev. The winner of this fight will be the #1 contender for Lomachenko. Lomachenko, who's ranked pound for pound #1 in the world on the ESPN pound for pound list. King Bucho, I'm telling you, Devin Haney has what it takes to beat Lomachenko. Not only beat him, I believe Devin Haney will stop him. Devin Haney with great footwork, great defense, and great reflexes compared to a young Floyd Mayweather, a young pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. So there's only one fighter compared to Floyd. There's only one fighter that trained with Floyd Mayweather Sr. since he was 8 years old and learned the shoulder roll, unlike Adrian Bronner, who was stripped for world titles, and Gervonta Tank Davis,
H-Money,
who
can
was
you hear
also
Cameron
stripped
talk?
for a world title.
H-Money. Okay, Cameron, say something.
No, I can't hear those. I'm sorry, I can't hear the bump. You know, bumps can't. I can't hear bums talk. You know what I mean?
Okay, H-Money, we're gonna need to. I need your help with this. All right, Cameron, say something.
I've got a question. H Money is, you know, fair enough. You're a big fan of Devin Haney, but who's he beat? Who's he beat for you to think that he can fight and even get close to Lomachenko? Look at his resume right now.
I can't hear him, King.
He can't hear you. He can't hear you. I don't understand. Okay, wait.
Nobody can hear him. The fans can't hear him.
Yeah, now they can. Go ahead, Cameron.
Cameron, you a bum, bro. You a fan. You watching my channel. You a fan. I hope you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, which you did already. You know what I'm saying? Nestor Gibbs of the Boxing Voice is definitely a snitch. King Bucho, I want you to do this. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of speculation. But King Bucho, don't you know Nestor Gibbs of the Boxing Voice stole my music to help promote his Border Wars? You know that?
Oh,
you can
really?
type in TMG Promotions.
Oh, I didn't know that. You never told us, man.
Not only is he a snitch, not only is he a snitch, King Bucho, he's also a thief using my music. King Bucho, I want you to type in TMG Promotions, and you're going to see a video of Nestor Gibbs. He made himself a promo video, put my music on there. I know you know my intro, bro. He used the intro. He's stealing my music. He's a thief, and he's a snitch. You know what I'm saying? But King Bucho, this week is about Devin Haney. I want to just stay focused on Devin Haney, King Bucho. He's the best young American fighter in the world. King Bucho, decade. God sends us boxing fans a great fighter. Whether it was Pernell Whitaker, who came after Sugar Ray Leonard, or Muhammad Ali, who came before Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I mean? After Roy Jones Jr., it was Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather got the torch from Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather passed the torch to Devin Haney.
Yeah, okay.
King Bucho, are you aware that? Are you aware that Devin Haney sparred against Floyd Mayweather? Are you aware of that?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, he been in the ring with Floyd, and they said Floyd couldn't hit him. Floyd can even land a punch on Haney, the young Mayweather.
Yeah, you know what? H Money, call back tomorrow because tomorrow is gonna be the Devin Haney show. So call back tomorrow.
You should do the live fight chat, my brother King Bucho.
Sorry, what?
You should do a live fight chat for this Devin Haney fight.
Maybe I will. That's a good idea. We'll see. I'll definitely do a pre-show and then we'll continue. All right, H-Money, call back again later, right? Because I gotta fix the sound. All right, take care.
Okay, fuck that LDBC. Fuck that LDBC.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys, is the sound?
There's a mental asylum somewhere looking for a missing person. H Money's that guy.
Yeah, I mean. My God. All right. Okay, Cameron, I can hear you. I can hear everyone. It's just the callers can't hear you, I think so. But I don't know. The test didn't work because H-Money couldn't stop talking. 267, you're on the air. 267.
I've never been called a bum before either.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Y'all hear me?
Yep. Who is this?
All right, cool. This, my bad. This, Dre out of Philly.
All right. Welcome to the show. Just one question, Dre. Can you hear Cameron? Cameron, talk.
Yo.
Say something else, man.
Nah, I can't hear him.
Fucking Christ. All right.
I heard him when I was on the live stream on YouTube, though, but I don't know. I can't hear him on the phone. Want me to call back?
Yeah, call back, please, again later. I'm gonna restart the fucking call thing. All right. Sorry about that, man. All right. I'm gonna restart this thing. I don't know what's wrong with it because it was working last time. Oh, you know what I can do? This might be a good idea. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna use Chrome for this.
H Money, Mr. The Zone.
Mr. The Zone! Okay, but I didn't know that Ness stole his music, supposedly, allegedly. So... But whatever.
Where did this guy come from, anyway?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Alright. I was gonna make a joke, but I'd rather not. Let's retry this. So the caller could hear me, but he couldn't hear you. That's kind of weird.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear.
Press
Since it
1.
appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you
Show.
now.
Alright, we're back. We're back. Oh, but it didn't give me an option. God damn it. Alright, somebody call in, please. We're gonna do a test over here. I know this is very professional, but it is what it is. Damn it. Sound. Fucking Christ. Yeah, somebody call in, please. H-Money is in the chat saying the zone. By the way, the zone is gonna have a good card. 2 good cards. I mean, they have the... Well, good cards. This Friday, we're gonna have Devin Haney fighting, and then on Saturday, we have Munguia. Wait, is Munguia fighting this Saturday? Yeah. Munguia is fighting as well. So, interesting fights.
Michael Hunter against Sergey Kuzman, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And then Tyson Fury is fighting on ESPN. A lot of boxing. That's what we're gonna do a show tomorrow as well, and on Saturday. Maybe we'll do like H-Money said, a show during the fight. We'll see about that. Let's see. King Bucho says, and Ryan Garcia. Yeah, Ryan Garcia, sure. I guess. I mean, he's an attraction, I guess, for some people. Let's continue with the news over here.
So supposedly he's been burning the midnight oil and training, like dedicating himself really hard.
Oh, they're gonna say whatever to... Yeah, maybe. So Devin Haney will be fighting Russia's Saur Abdullah. I don't even know what I wrote here. Some Russian boxer, 11-0 with 7 knockouts. For this fight, there has been strict random VADA testing, which is what Devin Haney was asking for. So both fighters will be clean. And we're going to see how good Devin Haney is, if he's a real deal. Some people like H-Money and others I've seen in other channels saying that he's a real deal. And he can actually take on and defeat Lomachenko. Are you guys excited about Devin Haney?
Not really. Because I didn't see really anything special with him. Like, for example, in his last fight, he's like a dedicated guy that does the snack regimen. Okay? So he's training, he's in good shape. And obviously, if you sign with Eddie Hearn, you know, they expect a lot out of you. But, you know, they got a late replacement for his last fight against some Hispanic guy. And they only gave him like 2 weeks notice. So, like, in that fight, Devin Haney wasn't doing anything to that guy. He was really on the back foot throughout, like, the first 7-8 rounds. And until the guy tired out, he knocked him out. And then again, the guy had no stamina because he was a late replacement.
Okay, what about you, Cameron? From what you've seen of Devin Haney, what do you think about this guy? Oh, I think we lost Cameron. Yeah, some people. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. First of all, yeah, apology, man. I will be sending you a link on. But the thing is, you have a different name on. Godspeed. Yeah, on. I got you. God damn it. Sorry about this, guys. Alright, sending a link. Let's see what's in the chat. Triple JJJ says, where's Shep and his wrench when we need him? Yeah. Fight Film, aka Precise Presenter Carnival says, Haney's good, but he's no Mayweather. He's still young, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how his career develops. Same Brit says, speak your own language. I don't know, there's a fight going on, I think. M6G saying, what's up, Gonzalo? Lobito.
Hey, hello. I think that's G Boogie.
Oh yeah, it's true. I think it's G Boogie. All right. H Money was timed out by the Shepherd Sons. Oh, I think the Shepherd Sons couldn't handle the H. Let's see. All right, yeah, we lost Cameron. Apology has a link. All right. So this is what. No, we need more people. Once we get more people, I'm gonna call into the show and see if I can hear you guys. It's weird as hell. You know what? I have another idea. Let's see. What else? Can you guys hear everybody on Discord? Is it too low or too high? Because some people were complaining. Fight Film in the chat is saying Devin Haney is a weight bully. Oh, he's the 5'8" Devin Haney looked 2 inches taller than the 5'9" Saur. Interesting. I mean, he's not a small lightweight. I'll say that. He'll probably go into a junior welterweight, or maybe he's already a junior welterweight. Ricardo's Shally in the chat saying Devin Haney gonna mess that Russian up, in my opinion, fellas. Maybe. I mean, I think it's very likely. Box saying just another 10 others. No, I don't know what they're talking about. All right. Who do we have in the... Over here we still have Gonzalo. And now we have Apology. Apology, what's up?
Hello?
Yeah, can you turn your volume to the fucking max, please? Everybody in the Discord. I don't know why Discord is very low, the sound. So if you could, like, everybody increase your volume. I'll do it also here. Alright. So Apology, what's up? What up?
Not much.
I can barely hear you, man.
You can't.
It's too low. It's low. Low as fuck.
My volume says it's to the max. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can't hear you, man. I don't know if you're using a headphones or a headset that's fucking everything up. Well, I don't know, man. Because I turned your volume to the max and I can still barely hear you.
Hold on.
Alright. In the meantime, let me check the sound over here. Because I do want to take some phone calls. Yep, alright. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. It's kind of complicated when you're doing a one-man show over here. Alright. What else is happening in the chat? Blue Collar Sports TV says Haney, when he's on the offense, does not get tagged up a bit. Sorry. Gee, I can't even read, man. Haney, when he's in the offense, does get tagged up a bit. If he's solely defensive, he's hard to hit, but he isn't as good defensively when he attacks. Alright. Box says Beria goes from Azteca to Ghetto in a flash. Let's see. Alright. Let's see if somebody's calling. Shit, I didn't even check the phone calls. I'm gonna use a different browser now for the calls. See if this works. Shit. You're sure? You're already on the live show. BDA Boxing saying that Devin Haney's a runner. What the fuck?
It appears that the host has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show.
Fuck! What do you mean one host? I'm not even logged in. Well, we know this show is gonna have to be edited for the iTunes upload because it's fucking chaotic. Blue Collar Sports TV says get Stu in. Guys, Stu is not answering. I don't know what happened with Stu. So there's not much I can do over here. G Boogie says, Kimbucho, are you wearing your glasses or do you have on shades trying to see what you're doing? No, I don't have shades, man. I only wear the shades when I'm on camera and I have to put bright lights. Guys, that's how I roll, you know. And then I have to wear the sunglasses. I can see shit. Burns my retinas. The lights burn my retinas. Blue Collar Sports TV says King Bucho wears shades when he sleeps, probably. I'm not gonna deny that. Alright. I forgot what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, I'm gonna try and see why I can't take phone calls. Oh, I was logged in over here. That's why. Maybe I should put some music while I do this shit. King Butcher says, me and Gonzalo is speaking and you can't. Oh, fucking Christ. Alright, hold on, guys. What the fuck's going on here? Alright, guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, now I can hear you guys. Alright.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Gonzalo, take over the show. You guys talk about Kevin Haney for a bit. I'm gonna do the phone call thing.
Yeah.
And please increase your volume and yell and shit. Alright, thank you.
Are you sure? Okay. All right. Yeah, well, as far as Devin Haney, I really haven't been too interested in seeing how he fights. So I paid attention, but not really closely. Because usually when I take notice to a fighter, there's something that sticks out, right? That, is telling me, oh, this guy's special. This guy's got these skills that, just pop out of the TV. But with him, there's nothing outstanding, Maybe he's a guy that's been around ever since he's, a little kid, training and everything, and he's got the defensive skills to where, he's a back foot fighter with good boxing ability. But, I'm looking for something else to see what he can do when he's tested, and that's the reason I haven't been following him. But now that he's fighting an undefeated fighter with 11 fights and 7 KOs, with a good amateur background as well, this is interesting because now I can really rate the guy for what he is. What do you think?
So, have you seen Abdullah, whatever his name is, Haney's opponent? Have you seen him fight?
I've seen some highlights. Yes.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. This is a dangerous fight for Haney. I wouldn't have picked this fight personally, but this is because he's, like you said, he has a good amateur record. He's really good. He has really sharp counters. So Devin Haney is in trouble.
That's good. That's good that he takes the step up and is tested. Yeah, because the other guys have done it too. Shakur Stevenson took a tough fight last time around that a lot of people said, oh, that wasn't a smart choice for him. Teofimo, we can say what we want to say, but I mean, he's got a few highlight reel knockouts. So everyone's stepping up, everyone. Then Ryan Garcia's got to follow suit. Then all these prospects got to do too. So this is good, where we can see if we're going to be talking about him, how good he really is. Yeah, but that live guy, she's good.
Yeah, he is. Another problem with Devin Haney is his shoulder roll defense, and again, I'm sick or tired of these guys using shoulder roll defense when they don't understand anything about the defense at all. And it's just the same pattern. When I see a prospect using it, it usually turns out to be not that good. I don't know. I think fighters should just abandon it completely. That's me personally. Whenever I see a person use a shoulder roll, I instantly switch off from them because I know they're not going to be as good. If you look at the prospects in the past
Like Amir Imam, for example, was using the shoulder roll. He got beat. Adrian Broner got exposed. Anthony Yarde got exposed. So these fighters should just use a
Start your
decent
show now.
defense.
Press 1
And
to hear
when they
important.
get that good, when they get that down, like the basics down, then they could use a shoulder roll if they decide to.
Yeah, because I think the shoulder roll it's like for defense, but it's really like for offense too. Because when you roll back, basically what you're doing is you're cocking your shoulder already, where you're not telegraphing because you're getting away from the punch, but at the same time you're loading up to where you're hiding the fact that you cocked your shoulder back to roll away from a punch, and then when the fighter's coming in, you're catching him, or basically he's running into you when you're throwing the punch. That's why Mayweather was able, even though he's not heavy-handed, he would catch guys coming in. So he would pull back, and then when he would pull back, when the fighter was coming in, he would come forward. So it'd be like a collision, and that's what the shoulder really is. You getting away from a punch, while the guy throws, you're slipping away, but then at the same time, you're opening the avenue to land your shot on the return.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to use it, and that's what Mayweather did. Like some parts of his fights, he would defend and then counter when he left an opening. But the problem is, like, none of these guys are Mayweather, and when they use the shoulder roll, they usually on the defensive and they don't counter back. So what it looks flashy, but at the same time, the opponent scoring points and they're just on the defensive. So is it how good is defense really?
Yeah. So pretty much you should slip a punch, counter back, and then spin out, and change the angle to where he's not gonna find you in the same place. So yeah, there's a few things that gotta go on in order for you to be able to do that, and obviously like the footwork and the timing and the the positioning and like all that, a lot of things that little like things that how you where your hands are at that have to take place.
Yeah, that's a good point you mentioned, like the feet as well. People just think the shoulder roll is just upper body, but you need good feet to pull it off correctly. And most of these American fighters, their feet are too wide apart, so they get stuck. Like if you look at Adrian Broner, his feet is too wide apart, so he can't really move back and forward that good. And the same thing I see with Devin Haney as well. His feet is too wide apart, so he's just like stuck in the mud almost.
There you go. Yeah. Of course, that counts. When Mayweather was fighting, I was interested to like see how he would react once he got punched, and it was like few and far between. Very seldomly did that happen, but like, and actually, it happened late because he did really have a great defense, But when he got touched up by who was it? Mosley. Then before it was like against Chop Corley and Zab Judah. But then he had a really good chin too. You need all these things. You could have good defense, a shoulder roll, whatnot. But how do we know Haney's chin will hold up once he gets tagged up? Hello?
Yeah, I still can hear you, Gonzalo.
Okay. I thought I fell off. Because sometimes my internet goes dead. Yeah, but I'm glad we're getting more fights in the zone. Because it was like the dead zone for like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this card is a good card. You got this fight, then you got Chisora Parker as well. So
since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Yeah, and I was watching some highlights. Actually watched a few rounds for the Jaime Munguia's challenger opponent. What's his name? Patrick Alati. He's got 2 losses on his record. He's got like 40 fights with 30 knockouts. He's got 3 losses actually, I think, or 2 and 1 draw. And the guy, he throws really good hooks and they're sneaky. And I know that Munguia's been training with Eric Morales, who was a great boxer, and his father was a good trainer, because I knew him personally. He was a good man. And so I know that as a trainer, Eric Morales would do well, just for the fact that he was, a good boxer. He had a good punch placement to where he was an accurate puncher, to when he can teach guys with different styles. Because it doesn't always mean because you were a great boxer you're going to become a good trainer. But anyways, Munguia's got a lot of defensive flaws, and I thought to myself that a fighter like him very seldomly improves defensively, because he's a fighter that gets sucked into a firefight, and he's got a lot of holes. His defense is very leaky. He catches a lot of punches. So I thought to myself, when I saw Munguia after he went to battle with these two guys, Inouye, and his last opponent, when they got to him, was it Hogan? I changed my mind, because he beat up a small guy in World Kid.
Saddam
Ali, yeah. So when I saw him against guys relative to his own size, I was like, man, he's taking a lot of punches. So I do think that he can improve, but not to the point that it doesn't matter who trains him. I just think that he is who he is. He's got a above average punching power. He might be exciting, but he's always going to be leaky as far as defensive wise. And this guy Eladi, he throws good hooks. He throws a sneaky hook with his left and his right hand. He's going to catch him a lot. I think that Munguia will eventually win, because Eladi's been knocked out before, but he's going to get hit a lot.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you get a trainer like Morales who has decent defense, can he give his teaching to Munguia, or is Munguia going to be stubborn? Because, like you said, it doesn't matter what trainer. Some fighters will never improve their game because they're just too stubborn. And Munguia has been getting decision and kind of walking through guys and not really being hurt. So I don't really see him improving too much. I think he might take a knockout or a bad beating for him to improve. Otherwise, I think he's just going to stay stubborn and go back to what he does best.
Yeah, right. See, I'm trying to figure out how this is gonna work. The sound. I think we're close to making the phone lines work. Amak PvP in the chat says Munguia is fun to watch. Yes, he is. He did look very limited against his last opponent, the Australian guy Hogan. But some people are saying that, well, the reason why he performed the way he performed was because Munguia is drained right now. He's trying to make 154, but that's all speculation. Although he has said, though, that he's going to be moving up to middleweight pretty soon. So Ricardo is saying that Munguia is the definition of a weight bully. Very possible, very possible. Magic Man says Munguia has no defense and his combinations are very basic. As well, he doesn't really have much creativity in his combos and he has poor stamina. Alright. What else? Trying to figure... Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that's going to be Canelo's next fight, Munguia? I think they're going to feed Munguia to Canelo.
Well, next fight, apparently he's gonna be fighting Kovalev November 2nd, MGM Grand. That's Bob Arum said that the fight will take place, apparently, or it's close to being finalized. So that fight's gonna happen, guys. November 2nd, Day of the Dead. That's how they're gonna try to sell it to the Mexican audience.
That is dead.
Yeah, it is.
Well, after the Kovalev bout, because I feel like that's all Munguia's there for, just to bump out Canelo's resume.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But Bay Area says Day of the Dead for Canelo. Oh, Bay Area, aren't you a Canelo fan? Even he knows what might happen. Sin Amos saying Canelita's gonna die. Bay Area saying that he's gonna get slapped. Damn.
Wouldn't be a good idea if he put a weight restriction on him. That'd be like really like the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
The weight class.
Fuck, what's going on with this
bad.
shit?
It would look bad if you're fighting for a title at 175 and you're asking for like a catch weight or anything. If you're fighting for the title, it should be at 175. He'll get a lot of criticism.
What do you think Canelo will look like on 175?
Start your show now. Press 1.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting
Go
you
ahead.
now.
Then ignore this bitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think he'll
Hold on.
lean for speed? Jeez. You think he'll come in lean for speed, or do you think he'll come in big and strong and try to outmuscle Kovalev? Because I think he might go for speed like he did in the second Golovkin fight when he came in much leaner.
You see, that was a good look for him. But I know this wasn't like the toughest of competitions, but he did beat Rocky Fielding, okay. But what I'm trying to say, how his body looked in that fight and the way he was moving, he looked really good at 168.
Yes. So you think he'll come in like that?
Bull.
You think he'll come in like a bull and try to outmuscle Kovalev?
It'll be like, to me, I said, not because I said it actually, because I heard somebody else say that it's like similar to like Frazier Ali. He's gonna try to go inside, move his waist from side to side, and get inside and go target the body, basically. And if he does get his head snapped back, I think his neck is gonna be up to par, to where he's gonna be fucking strong.
All right, guys, the phone lines are open. Sorry, but the phone lines are open and they're working, so now you can call in. Sorry, go ahead, Apology.
It was Gonzalo speaking.
Oh shit, sorry. Okay, we have a phone call again. 757, you're on the air. 757.
What's up, everybody in BDA land? King Bucho, Apology Man, and Gonzalo.
What's up? Who's this?
What's up, guys?
Rascala.
Oh, it's no.
G Boogie.
G Boogie, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
Man?
Yeah, I think if you read my chat, I think if Canelo don't drain Kovalev from his vodka IV, he's going to get tattooed from distance.
Who's going to get tattooed from distance?
The freckle-faced pumpkin head.
Candelita. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's gonna catch a lot of punches, but I think he'll be strong enough to weather the storm and just land his shots. He'll catch punches. Because if you've seen Kovalev punching the tennis ball that he uses to train the Lomachenko ball, he's pretty much fucking nailing it, coming down with those straight hands, punching down.
It's up to Kovalev to keep on outside. If he lets Canelo get in, he might be in trouble.
Yeah. If Canelo gets in on Kovalev, he's gonna put pressure on him. But that's the whole thing. Could he withstand a constant pace? I don't know. And then you got to understand. See if first of all, hopefully the fix ain't in, and he's just not just gonna cash out. He's gonna go out on his shield, which I'm hoping that Kovalev do. And he just tattoos them from distance and stab him to the body, stab him to the chest, with his jab. And he's gonna put the fear of God in Canelo.
Now, is Canelo suicidal?
No, because I think he's always been a big guy, kind of draining himself.
Oh, dile, güey,
I mean,
no
I know he's
tienes
short.
huevos, güey,
What are you gonna say, Gonzalo?
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, Gonzalo.
I think that Jesus, what I was gonna say. Okay, I think that look, when I saw him fight Anthony Yard, there was one punch in particular that I caught, that I was looking at the TV. When he got hit with that punch, he ran away. I think it was in the 5th round, Bucho, or the 7th round.
I remember.
He winced, he ran away, and that's when, after that punch,
was it a body
Anthony
shot?
Yard was able to pounce on him. So I saw that reaction. So he could be food for Kovalev, but if Canelo goes to the body immediately to where he's big, strong, he's got the thick neck, he's moving his waist, and he can go inside and he's weathering the storm along while taking some hard shots in the process, and he can hurt Kovalev. Kovalev's not gonna keep mounting that same attack because he's gonna have him hurt to where I think he can knock him out. Actually, that's the only thing that I'm saying. I know Kovalev's a beast and all.
All right.
I said it. I'm gonna let that go sooner or later because I can't keep bringing up the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
That I think will work for him. Actually, that's just it.
All right, we're gonna have to move on from this topic because we keep talking about it. We're gonna be talking about it later. G Boogie, what's your take on Boogie? What's your take on AJ's? No, sorry, Tyson Fury saying that AJ shouldn't be losing any weight.
I think different. I think AJ should come in at about 230.
Oh,
no more than 240. Because he looked better. If you look at some of his past fights, that he was in that era. I mean that area. He performed better, and his stamina was there. I don't know if he's juiced. I'm not gonna put false presumptions or say whatever about other people because I don't know. I'm not there. So I'm just saying, for ability wise, he performed better, whether he was juiced or not, at that range. And then he had better engine doing it.
Okay, so he should lose like 14 pounds from his last fight?
Well, he came in on that last fight like what, 240
54.
something, 247,
254.
How much?
It says here 254 pounds.
Oh yeah, man. He needs to lose that. That's all muscle mass, and that's that stiffness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, G Boogie.
He
go ahead.
Can lose that weight within the time frame. He can lose that weight within the time frame from now until December. He can lose that, and then not make it a fat camp, but just stay away from the weights and do a lot of calisthenics and incorporate heavy bags so he can still have his power.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. But all right, we're gonna have to move on. We have other calls, but you can call again later if you want. All right, G Boogie.
All right, brother.
All right, take care.
Good hitter.
Oh shit! Sorry. Somebody's all right. 267. You're on the air. 267.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dre out of Philly.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about what happened before.
No problem. Y'all touching on like a lot of like really, really interesting subjects. I don't know what to start. I guess we're talking about the AJ Fury situation particularly, right?
Yep.
Okay. I just think Fury's being what Fury has always been, a hater, honestly. I mean, that's terrible advice, telling him to come in muscle bound and walk forward. If he walks forward behind a tight guard, it's one spot that's not going to be protected, the top of his head where he got hit at before. So you telling him to walk forward and to possibly get hit on top of the head and the temple and lose his legs again, that's like terrible advice. I just think like Fury, like he's always contradicting himself, and I just don't think he want to see AJ shine. I mean, if AJ does lose that weight, like a lot of that, like those muscles, I think he'll definitely, like, his chances of winning will be advantageous in my opinion, because, like, of course, like, once if you look at the last fight when he fought Ruiz, like, what, by like the 4th or 5th round, the dude was gassed. That's because those muscles are consuming all the oxygen he needs. So if he comes in lighter and fights behind the jab or fights moving like he did with Povetkin, because when he fought Povetkin was catching him with those tight hooks and those uppercuts in the inside. But AJ acclimated and he adjusted as well. He started slipping to the left, slipping out, using his jab, touching his body. And in my opinion, Povetkin is a much polished and better fighter than Ruiz, and he has faster feet and he knows how to mix it up in there with combinations. So I think AJ definitely needs to, like, lose weight because he's already naturally a bigger guy, honestly. So if he does lose, like, a lot of muscle mass, he'll still hit hard because power is given, it's not created. So I just think he needs to just like, never mind what Fury is saying, because Fury is really a hater.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why would Fury be concerned about AJ to begin with?
You said what?
Why would Tyson Fury be concerned about AJ and if he wins or not? I mean, why would you listen to Tyson Fury?
I think because, like, AJ is just overshadowing anything Tyson Fury can do. It's the same thing with Wilder. You see Wilder is real quiet, but then once Wilder realized all the attention that the Joshua and Ruiz fight was getting, before he was like, okay, I'm not in a rush to fight Joshua. I have enough opponents to keep me busy for the next 2 years. Now he see they going to Saudi Arabia, it's getting all this attention. It's okay, well, I hope Tyson Fury will grant me the concession so I don't have to fight him and I can fight the winner of AJ Ruiz. Both of them, Wilder and Tyson Fury, are made for each other. They're attention whores, both of them. And after the Fury and Joshua fight, they asked Fury. I'm sorry. After the Fury and Wilder fight, at the end of the fight, they asked Fury a question, and he clearly lied. He was like, "Yeah, when two people want to fight, it's easy." And that coward chicken Joshua just didn't want to take the fight, totally omitting the 4 to 5 offers he offered Deontay Wilder that Deontay Wilder, like, rejected. So they're both haters, and they're just angry that Joshua has done way more in 6 years than what they have done in 11 to 10 years combined. So win or lose, Joshua's that dude. I'm gonna say this, and then I'll go, or I'll let y'all reply to it. I don't want to hold the lines up, but I'm gonna say this. If you look at what Joshua has done in the past 6 years, right? Only 6 years with a limited amateur pedigree and a limited amateur experience, he's fought more top 10 fighters and beaten more champions than Joshua and Fury combined, and they've been in the game since 2008. So they're just hating and they're taking shots at the top. Joshua was that dude. So
I'm gonna take.
That's pretty much.
I'm going to assume that you disagree with what Lennox Lewis has been saying.
He has been saying a lot. Can you point out?
Well, no. Basically, he's always been talking trash about AJ. I forget what he said exactly, but he said a bunch of stuff like he wasn't ready. I don't know. He said a bunch of shit.
Lennox Lewis is a hater. You got to understand. He's working. He's a proponent for the PBC. He works for the PBC, so. By definition, he's going to have to talk crap because, like, name one. You only like really okay. Like, only person I ever heard like kept it real and like never was unbiased or impartial was Emmanuel Stewart. That's the only person that called it down the line. But all those other people that work for HBO, work for Showtime, work for DAZN, work for whoever. Their main fighter or cash cow could literally be getting a crap beaten out of them, and they're still like, oh yeah, he's getting beat, but just look at the way he took that punch, and he's always making excuses for him. So Lennox Lewis is going to do that, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look what Joshua has done. Okay, Tyson, what is his name? Deontay Wilder's been champion since 2012, I think, 2013. He's been champion for years. Why he never fought? He never fought Klitschko, like never. And Klitschko wanted that fight, but what's the dude named his manager, the white Jewish guy? can't think of his name right now, but he came out and was like, "We're not rushing that fight. Wilder's
Finkel.
a baby, and we're not doing this and we're not doing that." I can't think of dude's name, but look what
Shirley
Joshua
Finkel.
did.
Shirley
Joshua
Winkle.
Yeah. Shelly Finkel. He literally said, "Oh, he's a baby. He was a champion, but he's a baby." I mean, Wilfred Benitez was what, 17 years old and he was a champion. Muhammad Ali was what, 22 years old when he beat Sonny Liston, and he was like a 10-1 underdog. If we look at the history of it, true fighters who believe in themselves, they don't make excuses. So Lennox Lewis is just a hater, and he's also a proponent for the PBC. But Joshua is doing more than Ferry and Wilder combined, and in shorter time. I mean, his resume is light years above both of theirs, in my opinion. Ferry came
I
back
agree.
and fought Wilder,
I agree.
and then Ferry came back and fought Wilder, but before Wilder he fought 2 cab drivers, and now he's about to fight 2 cab drivers after. And Joshua was taking tough fights. Ruiz is no bum. Once he couldn't get Miller, he got in there with Ruiz. Credit to Ruiz for beating him, but you get beat when you take tough fights. Plain and simple. And I wanted to touch on one more point before I go.
All right.
I wanted to talk about the shoulder roll. The shoulder roll, honestly, to use the shoulder roll and for it to be beneficial for you, it has to be like your opponent has to be tailor-made for it. The shoulder roll are only used for 2 things. Rather. The first thing is used for is like when you're fighting somebody on the inside and they're squaring themselves up. And the second thing the shoulder roll is used for is if you're already on an angle and you're like pretty much trying to go back, but you're fighting somebody with slow feet. Because if you look at when James Toney and Mike McCallum fought, James Toney was the master of the shoulder roll. He was his shoulder roll was more nuanced than Floyd Mayweather's. But if you look at Mike McCallum, who had good defense and was a body snatcher, James Toney couldn't use that shoulder roll because when he tried to use the shoulder roll, Mike McCallum would like smartly slide to the back or smartly slide to the side. And when you look at when Mayweather fought Cotto and tried to use the shoulder roll, it really didn't work because Cotto would just take an angle and Mayweather will be stagnated in that same spot, and Cotto was popping him. So to use that shoulder roll, you got to fight somebody with like slow feet, honestly, and a person that squares themselves up.
Yeah,
so
that's a great point.
Guys.
All right, thanks for the great call, man. Hey, were you the guy who picked Sean Porter to beat Spence?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right,
we'll all day, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when the time comes. But thanks for the call, man. We're gonna move on now. Thank you.
All right, cool. Y'all take it easy.
All right, that was Dre from Philly, I believe. Now we have a 337. You're on the air. 337.
What's up, family? It's Dead Game back again.
Yeah, what's up?
Nah, man, what we talking about? We talking about shoulder rolls, or we change the subject?
Well, we're talking about shoulder rolls. We're talking about the AJ haters, and yeah.
Talking about roll talk.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I'm an AJ hater, but I'm bomb squad all the way. I think all these guys are pretty close. I think they should fight each other, man. These guys are, I don't know, man. The heavyweights are Tyson and Wilder are good. I would just like to see them all mix it up, man. I would like to see King Kong fight Tyson Fury. I think that's my perfect matchup right there. Ortiz and
hold on. Yeah, apology. Go ahead. Apology. Sorry.
Yeah, Dead Game. That's gonna be the most boring fight ever. Because Ortiz is done. You really think Ortiz has what it takes to beat Fury?
Yeah, you kind of sound muffled
He asked
up,
you.
but I think it'll be a very technical fight.
Well, it would be a boring fight. Like, come on, dude.
You sound muffled up.
He said it was gonna be a boring fight.
Well, I mean, if you like a technical fight, I mean, it's boring to some people, but I mean, I like technical fights. I think Tyson Fury is awesome boxing. I think King Kong is an awesome boxer. I think we look at some very technical stuff in that ring with those two guys.
The last caller said that Wilder hasn't fought anybody since he became a champion. I guess except Fury. Is that true in your opinion? What do you think? What do you have to say about that?
I think they moved Wilder up the right way. When you're being self-promoted, it's a little harder to stick out there, you know. Self-promoting yourself is a double-edged sword. But nah, man, I mean, I'm not worried about what happened in the past. We're today, man. Today we have great fights ready to be made. Wilder is, to me, the best heavyweight in the world. I mean, what's going on today is where it's at, man. The past is the past. You know, it is what it is.
I have a question. If you said you wanted to see Luis Ortiz fight Tyson Fury, but if Luis Ortiz gets knocked out again by Deontay Wilder, shouldn't he be calling it quits because he's old and he hasn't?
Man, no, guys. You gotta understand. I am a Deontay Wilder fan, but I would love to see Deontay Wilder fight until he loses, man. I would like to see somebody catch him one day, you know, somebody who's better, man. I like Daniel Dubois. I just think these guys should forget about that old and fight, man. I think King Kong only lost to the best in the world. 2 losses to Wilder. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but hold on. But Luis Ortiz lost to Wilder once, then had 2 comeback fights, I believe, and he went 12 rounds with that German guy that Tyson Fury stopped. So it's not like Ortiz has been impressive lately, right? And then let's say he gets knocked out again. He should probably retire, right?
I disagree totally, man. I think he should keep fighting as long as he feels healthy enough to fight. I think he should keep fighting. Really, nobody knows his true age. And I think, you know, styles make fights. And I think he's better than every heavyweight under the top 7. I don't think there's anybody else better than Ortiz in the top, other than the top 7 maybe. And maybe the top 3. I mean, top 4, he's in the top 4 to me. I mean,
but hold on.
Styles make.
Yeah, but based on what? Because how can Ortiz be that high in the rankings when he went 12 rounds with that German guy that nobody knows, and then he fought Kaufman, also wasn't that impressive. So maybe it's time that he calls it quits, especially if he gets knocked out. But go ahead.
Well, he's winning, brother. He's winning these fights.
Yeah, but
barely winning the fights.
Listen, man. He's winning the fights. Styles make fights. And even if he would have took an L to one of those guys, the guy still is a great boxer, man. The guy is a southpaw Cuban, very technical, very strong. I mean, I want to see him. I think people are scared to fight him. I think most of these guys are scared to fight him.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to
destroy him.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Jojo's will destroy Ortiz. He's finished.
I doubt it, man. I think Ortiz will destroy Anthony Joshua, bro. I really do. I think the only
he said Joe Joyce. Joyce.
Joe Joyce, the juggernaut. Nah, too slow.
Yeah, Joe Joyce walked through him. Like, Joe Joyce is too slow. Ortiz is slow, bro. Have you not seen his recent fights?
Yeah.
Bro.
Ortiz looks like he's 50-something.
Ortiz is not going nowhere, bro.
Well, he's gonna get knocked. Well, what's your prediction for the Wilder Ortiz rematch?
I think it's going to be the same as last time. I think Ortiz is going to catch him. I think Ortiz is going to. It's going to be a good fight, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good fight. I think Deontay Wilder's going to knock him out. But I think it's gonna be. I mean, that was a great fight, man. Man, that was. Look,
I'm not saying he wasn't.
Wilder, I mean, that's your best boxers right there, man. Ortiz, Fury, AJ, Wilder. That's your top four. There's nobody better in the top four. And Andy Ruiz now. You know, I would love to see Andy Ruiz and Ortiz fight in Mexico. Oh, man. The Spanish people would be going nuts for that fight.
All right.
Ortiz has done nothing in the sport, man. Ortiz has done nothing, man. No, his best win is Brian Jennings. He's old as fuck, man. Wilder's going to knock him out. He's going to go back to the queue. As soon as Wilder knocks him out, he's not going to get another shot at world title again. He's not as good as people make out. He's not avoided.
That's his cash out.
Bro,
He was avoided, but not now, man. You can't say he's avoided when Wilder voluntarily gave him a world title shot. Wilder gave him that title shot. It wasn't a mandatory. It's not avoided.
Cameron, like even Gassev beats Ortiz. Like, he can't be any top guy anymore. He's finished.
Travis Kaufman and Christian Hammer put hands on him.
Man, that is sickening to think. You guys are on another level, brother. I mean, how can you say Ortiz is washed up, man?
Dude,
I mean,
dead game. Everything you speak is good. As Copa said, except the Ortiz thing, because there's no proof for him. He was never really a great amateur. He's never been a standout heavyweight. The only win that he has was against Brian Jennings a few years back. That's just the truth, man.
But who beat him?
I'll be honest, right? Go on.
Who beat him? Nobody beat him but Wilder, bro. And Wilder is the best. Come on, man. I mean, styles make fights. Right? Styles make fights. I'm a King Kong fan, bro. I love the style. I love the southpaw. I love the power. I love that 1-2. I love the hook in the straight. The dude is a monster, bro. I mean,
well, hold on.
It's like people are saying.
You said that Ortiz hasn't been impressive against Kaufman and that German guy because of a style difference.
I think styles make fights. Are we talking about 2 fights after he got knocked out?
Yes.
I mean, hey, bro, he got knocked out. You know, he's shaking the cobwebs off.
Are you saying he's still? Are you saying he was still damaged goods because of the knockout, and that's why he didn't perform to 100 to his? Okay.
I don't think he's damaged goods, but I think he just have to get back in tune. I think he has never lost before, so now he's fighting with his first loss. He's got to get back in tune. You know, he got good money. You know, so really, I don't even think he got good money for that fight. But Ortiz, guys, you got to understand, the guy is a monster, bro. Now, he had 2 struggle fights. Look, tell me this. Wilder is the best heavyweight, right, to me, right?
That's your opinion, dead game. He's the hardest puncher, but he's not the best boxer. He doesn't have boxing skills.
He lost the Fury, man.
Listen, brother, I think he's the powerful, and I think he's an awesome boxer. Anybody who can stand in tough front of Tyson Fury and box with Tyson Fury, you're an awesome boxer.
He didn't.
Listen,
he got outboxed here, man. He got outboxed.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, brother. Deontay Wilder is a badass boxer, brother. Y'all gonna see.
No, he's a badass puncher. Badass puncher.
He's a badass puncher, but he's
the jab, bro. The jab, the distance, bro. Y'all need to. Really look at Deontay Wilder, bro. Y'all need
He's a decent boxer. He's a decent boxer. He's gotten outboxed by his last 5 or 6 opponents until the knockout came. He's a hard puncher.
All right.
Yes.
Fury literally outboxed his ears off.
All right, that's your opinion. He's a hard puncher.
No, that's just look at the TV and the fights. He got outboxed by Gerald Washington, by all these guys, Spilka, and then Molina. He had him on Queer Street. But he's a hard puncher, and he's got good boxing skills. And his punch that saved him has availed him every time. Credit to him. He's a WBC champion. Great. But look at reality too. You don't have nothing objectively to say about Deontay Wilder when you're watching him on screen. That game. Come on, you're a knowledgeable boxing fan. You have nothing bad to criticize about the way he boxes. Be real, man.
Spilka was outboxing him before he got knocked out. Spilka was outboxing him. Washington was outboxing him. Fury boxed his head off for 12 rounds apart from the knockdowns. Yeah. He's not a good boxer, Wilder. He's not.
I think we have a lot more to see of I think we have a lot more to see of Deontay Wilder.
But that's what we've been expecting. That's what we've been expecting. That's what we want to see. Him on the tough fights. You're damn right about that.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to move on to the next call. You can call again later.
One question.
All right, quickly.
One question. Are you, since you guys are Spanish, do y'all mess with the Roosters?
I'm English.
Yeah. I used to have a lot of roosters, but people don't want me talking about that on the show.
Do you honestly
think
think you're fucking funny? Seriously. Do you honestly think you're fucking funny? You're a fucking ugly little cunt, mate.
Hey, Cameron, calm down,
You're a
man.
fucking ugly little cunt, mate, and if I ever see you, I'm gonna fucking slip your fucking
calm
face.
down. Cameron, calm down, all right?
Whoa, Cameron, damn. What's wrong with you?
You're a fucking...
Listen, you're a funny fucker, Big Show. I'll give you that.
No, it's such a joke. That's not Cameron. I'm just playing some sounds. All right, thanks for the call, man. No, I don't have roosters, unfortunately. I wish.
You know what? Well, I'm the guy that got the Roosters, and you know it was Pelea de Gallo.
Oh, Black Gallo. That's George Washington, but yeah. All right, you're like Roe Jones over here. All right. Call. All right, we have to move on, man. But thanks for the call. All right, we have another call from 786. You're on the air. 786.
Hola, caballero. How's everybody doing out there?
Hey, what's your name? Where you? Okay.
De Francisco from Havana, Cuba.
You're from Havana. You're calling from Havana, Cuba.
I know. I calling for you to tell you about the Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, what do you want to say?
If the best. Wait, if you let me finish, I tell you.
Yeah.
If you let me finish, I tell you. Luis Ortiz, the best heavyweight. Is the best heavyweight in the world. Luis Ortiz, because from Havana, Cuba, we come the punching power, the pegada.
Yeah, but
and it all come back from.
How come he looked like shit after he lost against Wilder? He fought two guys, Kaufman and the German guy, I forget his name.
Christian Hammer.
Christian Hammer, yeah.
He no look, yeah, he no look, he go very good. Because from Cuba, we come with the power. We come Cuba,
yeah, I don't know.
And you understand something that from the Cuba, the man is how you say, the 47 years old. He's an old man.
I knew it. That's what everybody said. He's old, no?
He's about 57.
Yeah, he's like 50, people say.
You gotta understand, my friend. He's el viejo. How we call him, el viejo, the old man. He old man, and he competing with all these young fighters.
No, he's not.
All right, listen.
What you think? Hey, let me finish, please. What do you think he would have done if he would have been a 25-year-old?
Yeah, but he's not. I don't know what would have happened, but that's not the question. The question: who has he fought? What's his biggest win? Brian Jennings? What's his biggest win?
He beat no one, man. Like Travis Kaufman put hands on him. He's saying this guy's legit.
Coño, déjame hablar, chico. Que estoy tratando de hablar aquí, que tú no me dejas hablar, chico.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to tell you, chico. Imagine what he have done, 25-year-old.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't know. What if Golovkin was 27, 28? I don't know. What's the point?
Golovkin is a racist. Okay.
All right, get out of here, man. This guy's a joke.
What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah, what the hell?
The Cuban.
Can you ask him about Mantequilla Nápoles?
Let me tell you something, my friend.
What do you think about?
Amigo, déjame. ¿Me dejan hablar, chico?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yo estoy tratando de hablar, no me dejan hablar. Okay. Una cosa que yo te quiero decir, chico. The revolution in the Cuba, where we had the Yankee imperialists, okay? They're all white. They're all white people. Like
All right.
Golovkin.
Listen, all
my
right,
grandfather,
whatever. Listen, I don't know what your name is, but Gonzalo asks you about the Mantequilla. All right, all right, Mantequilla Lapolis. What do you think about him and the fact that he just passed away?
Well, you know, if he good fighter, el cubano, Mantequilla, pero coño, déjame decirte una cosa, chico, es un traidor. He's a traitor.
Why?
He's a traitor because he left
Mexican.
Cuba.
He fought in Mexico.
Cuba. He should have stayed with his people. He should have stayed with his people, and he left. He left for the United States.
Yeah, I don't think you live in Cuba, by the way.
¿Qué dice cosa?
I don't think you live in Cuba. 4786. I'm doubt that's a Cuban fucking number, man.
Déjame decirte una cosa, coño. I from Cuba all the way.
I'm gonna have to move on, man. I have other calls, man. But thanks for the call, man. All right.
Yeah, muy bien.
Oye, pero ¿cómo, coño?
No, take care.
Gracias.
What the fuck was this guy all about? Thank God I speak Spanish because he was fucking speaking Spanish from time to time. All right. Fucking weirdo. 585.
Man.
585, you're on the air.
Callers in this show.
585, you're on the air. 585.
How you guys doing? This is Vince.
Oh, Vinny, what's up? Yeah, we go. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna hang up.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good,
man.
Man.
On, Vinny?
Vinny, what's on your mind?
Yes. What's on my mind is Luis King Kong Ortiz.
Are you gonna defend Ortiz?
Chime in.
Are you gonna defend Ortiz?
Well, all I'm gonna say is he's very underrated. Yes, he had
come on, man.
a so-so performance against Christian Hammer, but he did beat him. Okay?
Yeah.
I think he beats Anthony Joshua.
Well, hold on. Vinny, sorry to interrupt you, but okay. Fury stopped Christian Hammer. Why couldn't Luis Ortiz, with all that power, stop Christian Hammer?
Great question.
Listen, I told you he had an off night. Okay, he had an off night, but remember, Luis was hitting him with some punches, and he started running a little bit. So let's not.
Did he have an off night with Kaufman?
Let's not
Did he have an
crap
off
all
night
over
with Kaufman?
Luis Ortiz.
What about the Kaufman fight? Was that an off night?
Excuse me. I'm not sure. What did you say there? I'm sorry.
I said, was the Travis Kaufman fight an off night as well for him? So he didn't look good in that one either.
Guys, all I'm saying is he can't knock everybody out. He's not Deontay Wilder, who's the best heavyweight in the world, okay? He can't knock everyone out, guys.
We're not talking about knockouts. We're talking about his performance. And his performance has been shit of late.
So are you guys telling me that Luis Ortiz doesn't deserve this Wilder fight? Is that what I'm
No, he doesn't.
No,
he's beaten nobody. He's beaten nobody to warrant this one.
Come on.
He hasn't beat a top 15 guy. Kaufman and fucking Hammer aren't top 15 guys, man. Hammer might be rated top 15, but Luis Ortiz's best win still to his fucking day is Jennings. And what was that, 2015 or something? 6 years ago.
He's a French contender. That's it.
Guys, I think he beats everyone besides Wilder. And
oh my God!
All right, no, come on, man. Vinny.
I'll give Luis Ortiz a hell of a shot to beat Joshua. Guys.
All right, Vinny, I'm gonna ask you. All right, so Vinny, Ortiz, after he lost against Deontay Wilder, he fought twice. He didn't look good in those performances. Now, if he loses by knockout against Deontay Wilder again, and considering that he's like 50-something years old, should Luis Ortiz retire?
Listen, okay. Yes, he should retire once Wilder knocks him out. But I must say he's not 50 years old. I have to correct you.
Okay.
He's 38 years old.
I got a question for Vinny. Because Vinny, you said that Luis Ortiz is the best heavyweight in the world outside Wilder.
Is this McGregor?
Why should he retire after losing to Wilder if he can beat all the rest of the heavyweights? Why doesn't he chase another title?
Guys, because you guys are saying he's old already, so He might as well.
But you said he
retire.
could beat everybody else, so why can't he stick around?
Losses like that, it's time to hang him up, guys.
Why? When you said he could beat everybody else, he'll have our chances if he sticks around, right?
Right. I mean, hey, to me, I think Luis Ortiz has maybe one of the best chins in the heavyweight division. But if you guys are saying that he's finished goods, then he might not beat everyone in the top 10 besides Wilder.
He's never really fought anybody in the top 10. Aside from
No, Brian Jennings is his only win in a top 10 opponent, I believe.
How long ago was that?
I think that was about 3 years ago.
4 years ago.
4 years?
Yeah, I think it was 2015 when it's 16, one of them years.
Oh, man. All right, Vinny, anything else?
Yes.
Go
I
ahead.
just want to go ahead and I just want to say Devin Haney will win this fight. He will dominate that guy he's fighting. I don't know much about him, but I heard he's calling out Lomachenko, and I think that would be a great fight for him, and I'm pulling for him if he does get that fight against Lomachenko. Also, I've got Wilder schooling that bum out there. I don't even know his name. I know it's Wallin, I believe.
Oh, you mean Fury, not Wilder.
Otto Wallin.
Yes, I think Otto will be gone come Saturday night. He will be sleeping probably. Nice cherry pick fight for Tyson Fury, but it will be all over once Wilder gets to you, buddy. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Vinny. Thank you for that.
Can I just say one thing? If Vinny's listening, just because you got that prediction right doesn't change anything. That's predicting like raindrop if it's falling on your head.
Yeah.
That's easy fact to predict.
I told you guys. I told you guys I'm gonna get these predictions right. Okay, and I'm waiting for next week. That's the really big one, guys. Next week, Earl Spence versus Sean Porter. You guys buy that. Everyone buy it out there who's listening, please. Okay, support.
You've got
support the PBC.
You've got a lot of making up to do, bro. After picking Campbell to beat Loma and Yard to beat Kovalev, you've got a lot of making up to do.
Yeah, and the Fury fight don't count.
Guys, I will be getting my predictions right. Just support the PBC, please, and do not illegally stream that one, please. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'll make sure I buy that fight, Vinny. All right? All right, take care. Thank you for the call. All right. Well, that was interesting. And by the way, on Rival Boxing Talk says that's not next week, that's the week after. That's true, though.
Yeah, Spence Porter's 2 weeks away.
Yeah, what's on the 21st? So what's next week?
Not too sure.
Anybody in the chat? I don't have my schedule over here. All right, more stuff in the news over here. Jose Ramirez should be fighting Victor Postol in February.
Good fight.
He just defeated, obviously, Maurice Hooker in July in a 6-round stoppage, where he won the WBO title. Now he has the WBC and the WBO 140-pound championship. Postol is his WBC mandatory. And then after, Bob Arum says that after the Postol mandatory defense, he will be defending his WBO belt against Jack
Cattrall.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a bum fight.
Yeah, he's a...
Hostile fight is a good one. I mean, but the Jack Cattrall fight, me and McGregor spoke about on his own stream.
I don't know him.
One of our UK guys literally fought nobody I've known to even warrant a title shot. His best win's probably Harry Davis. You probably heard of him. Doesn't deserve a fight. He's going to get smoked by Ramirez. All
right. Well, Bob Arum says that the plan is that after he makes those 2 mandatory defenses, Jose Ramirez will be fighting the winner of Pro Gray against Taylor. So that's the plan, but that will be happening obviously at the end of next year, I guess. Interesting plan. Let's see if it happens.
Yeah. I hope it does. I'd like to see all the unifications at 140. Because you have to say, if either Taylor, Pro Gray or Ramirez got all the belts, they'd be in the pound for pound list. So make it happen.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It's also a very interesting division. So. And yeah, and by the way, the Zone has been working with ESPN, Bob Arum, so they've been making these fights happen, so I'm glad that that's going on. Speaking about Prograis against Taylor, did you guys hear about the Derek Chisora comments that he was?
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the people who don't know, Derek Chisora will be fighting on the undercard of the October 26th Prograis versus Taylor World Boxing Super Series final. And Chisora was angry that his fight against Joseph Parker will not be the main event. He started talking shit about the World Boxing Super Series, saying that nobody cares about the Muhammad Ali trophy and that he should be the main event. And then people started saying, well, Miller has nothing. He never wins a fight when it comes to like an important fight. So he shouldn't be talking shit. What do you guys think about Derek Chisora's comments?
Yeah, listen, this would have been ironed out before that press conference. Chisora knew that he was going to be co-main. It's just Chisora being Chisora. He'll fight on that card on a co-main. It's just Derek Chisora being Chisora. It's not the first time he's done something like this. He might get a bit more money out of it because I'm sure if he puts his head to it and carries on, they will pay him more because it's a big part of that card and sending the pay-per-view. But ultimately, it's not a big enough fight to headline the main event on a pay-per-view card.
How popular is Chisora in the UK?
Yeah, he's a big fighter, man. Big name. He has been for a long time, but at the same time,
He's got 9 losses, and he's not a top 10 heavyweight.
No, he's not a top 10 heavyweight. At the end of the day, not to Art Spilker. Art Spilker's chilly.
And in the end of the day, Prograis and Taylor's for unification, and it's 2 undefeated fighters, number 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, lineal championship as well.
And also, Taylor's more popular than Chisora. Like, Chisora's a bit, kind of comes off unlikable, but Taylor's got a lot of backing, especially from his fans in his hometown.
Yeah, and you're stealing the shine away from these guys that maybe they're like the most popular, but they're getting there by these events. But when some guy speaks out like that, kind of ruins the moment.
This guy from Talk Sports, Simon Jordan, he said that Chisora is an entertaining loser. Every time he steps up, he loses. It's true, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think Parker will win this fight. He just sells the boy. The problem is with Chisora is like he just comes back from the dead. Like so many times we've been like, oh, he's done, his career's done, and he comes back and knocks out Taka.
Spilker
as well. So he's going to have another big fight, and he'll lose. If he loses to Parker, he'll probably come back again and beat some other guy, and then get another big fight. He's one of those guys, man. He's a good gatekeeper.
Are you saying that you don't want him to win?
I don't know, man. I like Chisora. I like Chisora. I think he's funny, good, funny to watch. He always brings the fight. I mean, his only chance to win this fight is knockout. Let's be real. I don't see him outboxing Parker. But then again, I'm not impressed with Parker. I think Parker's he doesn't seem to go through the gears. It's like he just doesn't put his all into every fight. I don't think he did it against Ruiz, Yuri, Joshua. Why? I just felt he's always had this sort of thing where he's not put 100% in. But if Chisora turns up and he turns up to fight, who knows? But I think Parker will edge it out.
I can see Joseph Parker hurting Derek Chisora. I mean, that punch that Parker landed against Dylan White in the 12th round, man. Damn. Like, he can crack if he wants to, man, but I don't know, man. Parker looks like a passive, kind of lethargic type of fucking boxer. Like, I don't know, man. He's not very active sometimes. But when he is, man, he can be deadly somewhat. Hopefully he knocks out Chisora.
In the end of the day, I think the main event is just that much more interesting. 2 undefeated fighters. Stylistically, it's kind of like a pick'em. It's a great fight. Prograis against Taylor. It's got my back against the fence. I'm not sure who to pick.
No, it's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. But I don't think it should be the main event. Especially, I mean, for us boxing fans, Prograis and Taylor, I mean, that's a great fight. It's a unification fight. It's a World Boxing Super Series final. Definitely should be the main event. I mean, Chisora is just out of his fucking mind. Yeah, we're gonna get McGregor in here. Alright, guys, the phone lines are open, so make sure that you call in. Also, you can support us through Patreon, Super Chat, so we can grow the show. By the way, guys, I was thinking of doing a second Renaissance after this, because there were some topics that we couldn't really cover on the last episode of the second Renaissance. So if you in the chat, if you guys want me to do another second Renaissance, let me know so I can do it after this show. Oh, we lost Unrivaled Boxing Talk and Cameron. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Apology Man says Mix is fat. Blue Collar Sports says shots fire apology. All right. McGregor, are you there? I think I can hear McGregor. Hold on.
It's not going to energize. So I can have it energized.
Yeah, McGregor, is that you?
Right, this is going to do now. That you never had a son that had been on Donald. Did you hear me? Right? You come along. You.
McGregor.
That sounds like Uncle Scrooge from DuckTales.
I can't hear him, man.
Listen, I'm glad these boys don't carry your boys first. I'm not going to skip the
So
queue.
have subtitles.
You're saying you're the king of this and the king of that. You're the king of dog shite.
No, that's that's the famous the gypsy walking guy in the street that's calling out somebody. You never seen that fucking video? I'll play it someday. It's pretty funny. I don't know, we lost McGregor for some reason. Anyways. Let's see who else is in the chat. What are they saying? Apology Man says we need subtitles. Yes. Michael Stott says I know who he is. Yeah, it's a very popular video. It's on YouTube. Just type in gypsy. I think you just type in gypsy guy and you're gonna get that video, man. It has like 1 million views. The Quack saying, yes, do a second Renaissance, no more 9/11 talk though. Yeah, I just want to touch on some points about 9/11, but maybe not. Maybe we should just leave that topic alone.
Yeah, it got crazy at the end.
Yeah, I want to stick with Building 7 because there's no fucking answer for Building 7. And then the Pentagon also, the fact that there's only 2 fucking images and like the plane's like ground level almost and hits the... it's just weird. Just weird as hell. McGregor, are you there? Nah, he's having issues. Alright, phone lines are open. Actually, they're about to shut down, so I'm gonna have to restart the phone calls. I have 9 minutes left. Alright, let's go to the news now. Again. So Chisora Parker happening on October 26th, and Chisora is pissed off because he thinks that he should be the main event. Let's see. Well, yeah, we talked about this a little bit. Tyson Fury was wearing a Mexican wrestling mask and he was playing Latin music in the background during his open workout. And he's saying that I stepped in for the Mexican people, basically stepping in on the September 14th date, Mexican Independence Day weekend. And then he changed his name to El Rey Gitano, which means the Gypsy King in Spanish. And so I think Tyson Fury wants to win that Mexican fan base, which is understandable, because Mexicans are a huge boxing market. So
I mean, all fighters do that. All fighters do that. Remember when Danny Jacobs came out with that like African suit and stuff?
Yeah,
like,
but
it's just promotion.
Yeah, it's cool, but I think that like Andy Ruiz got a complex because he is always claiming Mexican. I know he's Mexican blood, just like I am from a border town, but he's actually a Mexican American. Well, it doesn't make a difference. But what I'm trying to say, he's got like a chip on his shoulder where he wants to like claim his Mexican status so hard that he hates on everybody else. Like, I mean, Fury, he's not Mexican, but he also did, like, when he came to the United States, the whole Apollo Creed thing, to where he was representing a black fighter, you know? So there's nothing wrong with that. Andy Ruiz is just hating.
I don't even know what Andrew Ruiz said.
He said, you ain't Mexican, you're British, you're all right, but, you know, stay in your lane. That's what he said.
Oh. What the fuck, man? Go ahead. Apology, are you there? Sorry, apology. Jesus. McGregor.
Hello?
Yeah, what the hell? All right, we can hear you now.
Awesome. What's going on? What are we talking about?
We're talking about... What was it? Oh yeah, Andy Ruiz saying to Tyson Fury, stay on your lane. Basically, don't dress like a Mexican. Don't say that you're fighting for Mexicans or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I'm not Mexican, so I don't really feel I have the right to comment. In all honesty, I think it's a who cares kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, truth be told, who really gives a shit? Like, what other Mexicans really representing Mexico on the day? Nobody really. You've got Navarrete versus a bum. No offense to Elorde's grandson, but he's a bum. You've got Pedraza versus Zepeda. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody said anything about Fury when it came to, like, the American shit. Well, I'm coming out with the American flag all over.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
I mean, Andy Ruiz is trying so hard to be Mexican, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, because at the end of the day, he's Mexican-American. I mean, his Spanish is broken as fuck. I don't know if you heard him.
I was listening to him, Bucho, speak Spanish, yeah? Now, I don't speak the language, but it sounded like he only, like, started learning about 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not super bad, but it's... He fucks up with some verb conjugations. Yeah, he's trying too hard to be Mexican, and, you know... he grew up in the United States.
He's looking bad.
Yeah, and then even in the posters for the AJ fight, you know, there's a Mexican flag, or you have or Ruiz wrapped up in the Mexican flag. He's always wearing a sombrero now. I don't know if they told him to play the Mexican angle so he can get more fans, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's cool, and at the end of when it's all said and done, a lot of people are not gonna care, but to others, it's gonna get played out to where he's gonna start like getting on their bad side. It's gonna start rubbing people the wrong way, because he's just like be proud of who he is, but let that speak for itself. Just the fighting. Okay, yeah, rep the Mexican flag, wear a sombrero, but don't talk about it too much because it's gonna get played out.
Yeah, apparently.
Just walk the walk and don't talk the talk.
Yeah, you don't need to remember Julio Cesar Chavez. He never said shit, man, and that's what made him more scary in a way. You know what I mean? When he fought Camacho was all over his face, you know, with his antics and stuff, and Chavez just like he wasn't saying anything. You know, that's what a boxer should do, in my opinion. Just keep your mouth shut. The other guy's gonna freak out. Your opponent's gonna freak out. He's gonna be like, "What the hell? This shit isn't working." But Ruiz,
and remember, us boxing fans, we're very critical, especially now in the YouTube age. Like anything you do, people are gonna comment on that. Even like Canelo Alvarez, he's like, I'm not gonna say real Mexican because that sounds kind of not cool, but he's actually born in Mexico, but he's getting American tattoos and this and that, and those little minute things the fans pick up on that. He lives in San Diego. They created. Now think of it the opposite way around with Andy. You know, it can get played out where people are picking up on the most minimum shit.
BDA Boxing saying that it was Tyson Fury who started criticizing Ruiz, and that's why Ruiz said what he said. Basically, Fury said Ruiz is not a real Mexican and stay in his lane. Is that true? I never read anything like that. Go ahead.
I've never seen that.
Me neither.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I think Fury said he would beat him with one hand tied around his back. I think that's what he did say.
He did say that. He
Okay, but he never.
Same thing, but he said the same thing to Usyk. He said it about 9 fighters that he could beat him with one time.
But who cares? That's But he never questioned Andy Ruiz's Mexicanness, if you want to call it.
No, it was Andy Ruiz who said stay in your lane to Tyson Fury.
And then Michael Stott is asking, what's a real Mexican?
Yeah, it's just a nationalistic thing with they're like, oh, they like the Red Mexico and the fighters.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
To both you and Gonzalo. This is just me being like, I don't know shit about Mexicans or Mexico. Have y'all ever worn a sombrero?
If I have ever worn a sombrero. Who wants to answer that question?
What kind of
Sombreros
sombrero?
are cool.
A mariachi
I wore
sombrero or
one.
a cowboy?
The one Andy Ruiz is wearing.
Yeah, the giant one. Yeah, I have. Drunk as fuck.
Yes,
I'll tell you that.
sombreros are cool, man.
Listen,
I wore them
I've
one as
worn
well.
one drunk as fuck too. Right?
Yeah, same.
But he's coming across like a Mexican stereotype.
Well, no, that sombrero unrivaled. A fan was wearing it, and then he liked it, and basically the fan gave it to him, or he took it off that one fan's head. And ever since he got it, he hasn't taken it off because it fit him perfectly.
You mean ever since he became world champion and wanted more fans?
Yeah.
He just got the sombrero from somebody. It's like, oh yeah, cool. Can I have it? And he just kept wearing it. I think it was in Saudi, maybe.
For you, yeah, because here's the thing for you guys who don't watch Mexican television. And you know this, Gonzalo. Ruiz is now treated like a king in Mexico.
90 seconds.
Oops. Hold on, guys. It's gonna be loud.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, I'm gonna open the phone lines in a few minutes. Let me just finish this. Andy Ruiz is being treated like a king in Mexico. Everybody's talking about Andy Ruiz. So now he wants to be Mexican from Mexico because he wants to be super popular over there. So that's why he's playing the Mexican angle to like 110%.
Yeah, the thing that kind of like backs him up, that kind of saves him as far as like the fans is he's from a border town, and he fought for the Mexican Olympic team, so that saves face for him. But that's about it.
Yeah,
because all that talk about his father, oh, we don't want to go to the White House, and but we live in the Imperial Valley, and because obviously they don't live in Mexico. It's just people pick up on that. They could kind of see it as hypocritical. You know, because why do they want to say, oh, we're 100% Mexican, but we're living in the United States?
Yeah.
But then again, he grew up on the other side too. But so it's kind of like, it's whatever.
All right, guys, I'm opening the phone lines again. Yes. God damn it. I hate this shit. All right. Meanwhile, in the chat, what do we have here?
Start your show now. Press 1.
Jesus.
Show will.
Let's see. Box88 in the chat is saying Ruiz is squeezing out every drop of the limelight. Yeah, possibly. The Fight Scout says there's nothing wrong with representing own cultures. Hell, blacks and whites take credit for everything. Okay.
It just kind of gets played out, no mucho. I keep thinking to myself, yeah, I keep hearing all this Mexican talk. What if like other races were saying the same? Oh, I'm white, I'm black, I'm black. Wouldn't it just be kind of funny?
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'm
Mexico.
white,
yeah.
I'm white,
like Irish is kind of similar. Okay, rival. Now that you just mentioned that, I kind of picked up on something. Irish are very proud of their culture, and the fighting Irish. That they like to drink beer. I can kind of put into perspective and relate, or maybe you can to me.
How many
It gets blown out of proportion.
stereotypes you want to use? That's like me turning around to you. Oh, Mexicans, they love their culture. They like wearing sombreros and hitting piñatas.
But it's true though. We do.
Do you?
I don't understand what the hell.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. That's all I'm
All
saying.
the things he said are true too, though. To be fair.
Well, the Irish don't like to drink it out of here. Mexicans like to drink. Everybody likes to drink, actually.
We have a Catholic holiday, and the whole purpose of that holiday is that everyone gets a day off work to drink.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
It's a great day though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, but a bit weird though. A bit weird. Bay Area Boxing says Irish people are leprechauns. Why is Bay Area always attacking McGregor? I don't know.
I mean, Bay Area, go to Ireland and say that. See if you leave with your test.
Oh.
You're saying you're the king of this and the king of that. You're the king of dog shite.
There we go. Take that. All right. What else do we have here? Doc says, yeah, the Irish are the Mexicans of Europe. Okay. G Boogie says, where's my lucky charm?
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Except we're uglier. To be fair.
I wouldn't say that.
No, hold on. You take one look at like the average Irish girl, right? She looks like her skin's been shaven down by rain and depression. You take a look at the average Mexican girl, she's got a fat ass.
I don't know, it's pretty. There's some hot Irish girls, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but McGregor also fat all around.
Where? So they left all the hot Irish girls left Ireland?
All the hot Irish girls that you see, man, they're Irish American, yeah? The good looking bunch they left, they went to America during the potato famine when England wanted to eat their potatoes. So they fucked off over to America. All the ugly bastards were left. That's why I'm here.
So you stayed because you didn't starve from the potatoes. All right.
No, well, my line's a bit different, but the main reason we stayed is because we were able to eat wheat. Because we didn't mind pooping every 2 days.
Well,
constipation wasn't an issue. It's the real history of Ireland right there.
See, people, BDA Boxing is not only a boxing show, but it's also like a, you always learn something here on BDA Boxing. Very high class show. All right. The phone lines are open, people. Call in. Doc says Wallin sucks. Okay. What else do we have in the chat?
I think you pronounce it Valin. That's how Andre Ward was pronouncing it in the.
And Andre Ward was pronouncing it wrong.
Okay.
It's probably. I don't know.
In Sweden, W isn't V.
No.
That's only in Russia, Germany, and Finland.
Okay.
And
So
Poland,
Andre Ward.
in Sweden, W is W.
So Andre Ward was trying to act like he's so knowledgeable and shit. Oh, I know how you pronounce this.
And he got it wrong. His name is actually Wallin.
Wallin. Yeah. Andre Ward.
That was interesting. That was interesting to hear him speak, but it was kind of cringy, man. At the same time, he's articulate, he's intelligent, but the shit that he was saying was just like, man. I just kept watching it just to see what he was gonna say.
Yeah, Andre Ward. You can tell he's trying too hard to act like he's intelligent with the glasses and everything. He probably doesn't even need glasses, but he wears glasses.
He was trying too hard to justify the Kovalev fights. Where it made perfect sense to him what happened. Oh, I defeated him in the first fight. He was a defeated man by the time we stepped in. I liked the first fight better than the second. And the shit that he was saying.
Oh, he what?
If you listen to that, Rival, did you hear that interview?
Which one?
The Andre Ward and the Rogan podcast.
Yeah, man, that's not really an interview. That's like a 2-hour segment. I had to break that off into like 6 different videos.
Fuck that, man. I'm never watching that.
When he was speaking about the Kovalev fights, he's really trying really hard to justify those 2 fights, how he won them.
I don't even know what he was talking about. This guy is sitting there the entire time trying to come up with reasons as to, like, in his head, as to how he could... He didn't really talk about the first fight as such, Gonzalo. He was kind of saying just the result of it, and that's why he prefers it, as opposed to what happened in the fight. And then he goes on and talks about a lot in the second fight. Doesn't really talk about the second, just trying to give it some form of significance going into the first, and that's why he could beat him in the second.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
When he talks about the first fight, he makes it out like he says, oh, well, I got dropped, but then I got back up and I took over the fight, basically. Like, that's how he sees it. Yeah.
That's not what I saw. I saw your ass get beat 8 rounds to 4 with a knockdown Kovalev.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we all saw that, but then you guys remember Andre Ward's reaction after the fight, in the first fight, before he hears a decision? He's walking around all concerned. Then he hears his name. He starts smiling and, goes to the corner. And I mean, it was just his reaction tells you that he knew that he lost that fight.
But at the end of the day, 75 years from now, nobody's gonna know that.
That's what I hate about boxing, man. Fucking boxing.
Unless you've got some weird motherfucker like me who goes into the newspapers and searches shit.
We should start a hashtag never forget.
I mean, there always would be tape, so if people really want to know what happened, they can just watch tape. Unlike the past, there was
That's
no
not
video
necessarily a
footage.
true apology. You can't say there will always be tape. There was tape with certain fighters up until 19, and they were taken away, and they got put into different archives and stuff. Like you,
But
for all
we're in
we,
the digital age.
huh?
Once you put something on the internet, you can't take it off. Like, we're in the digital age now. That's different.
I mean, you can say that. You don't know what powers be can do.
Like if there's like a world destruction or something, everything gets wiped out.
What happens if the main internet frame gets bombed and all the storage goes down?
I mean, I'm pretty sure people have backed up certain things they like. Like, I'm pretty sure there's hardcore boxing fans out there that have downloaded different types of fight.
We have a phone call, 585, you're on the air, 585.
How you doing? This is Vince. I had to call in because I believe it was Bucho.
Yes,
Is
maybe.
this Bucho or is this BDA? Okay. Bucho said he thought Andre Ward lost against Kovalev in the first fight.
Well, we all did. We all do, man.
Huge problem with that.
What's the problem, Vinny?
How can you score that fight for Kovalev?
Well,
thank you.
Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny, I have a question. What's the scoring criteria in boxing?
Effective aggressiveness, defense, and
ring.
I can't remember the other one, but ring generalship.
You can't remember the other 6 forms of criteria, no?
Ring generalship.
Okay.
Ring generalship.
I thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, come on. You taught what?
Sure. Besides that second round knockdown, I think it was the second or third round knockdown where Andre Ward got knocked down by Kovalev. I thought Andre Ward did an excellent job, superb job of coming back and really neutralizing Kovalev, especially from round 6 through 12. It was unbelievable the way he surgically dismantled Kovalev and had Kovalev's bloody nose and all out there. Go ahead, guys. I'll let you guys go ahead and continue.
Illegally.
I think actually Kovalev landed more punches in the second half than he did in the first. Okay.
Landed more punches in the fight overall.
In the second half, in the first half he did really well, but in the second half he took over.
You're right. Andre Ward did take over the second half of the fight. I could completely agree with you.
Kovalev landed more punches. He landed a lot of punches, but in the second half of that fight, he landed more. Whether it was a jab or the right cross, I can't recall. Or a combination of both.
So you guys are
but
telling me right now, you guys thought Andre Ward lost the first fight. Is that what you're telling me right now?
I'm telling you, go back and do a punch count of how many punches he landed in the latter half, and he landed more. And Kovalev won the first half. So what does that tell you about how he performed? I mean, Ward did land good shots here and there, and like he was straying below the belt, but most of them were slaps. You know, you could take it for what it is. Just watch.
So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and debunk this. Okay, so they have a punch count for Pacquiao Mayweather, and they're saying Pacquiao landed more than Mayweather and threw more. So you telling me Pacquiao beat Mayweather? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a close fight, like Vinny. Come on, that fight was a close fight.
Okay,
Like,
I'll argue with this. Outside of CompuBox, right? There have been 47 different videos on YouTube that show the punch count, right, between Kovalev, clean punches between Kovalev and Ward. And Kovalev, according to most punch rounds, won 9 rounds, drew 2, and lost 1 by 1 punch. And the 9 rounds he won, he outlanded by 7 punches. These are full video breakdowns, Vinny. Go have a look. Come back when you've watched them. When you've watched the boxing,
Guys,
man.
I can't. If you guys think that Mayweather lost to Pacquiao, I can't do this right now, guys. I have to call
Well, I
back.
didn't say Mayweather lost to Pacquiao.
that was a close fight, Vinny. Like, come on.
Thanks, guys.
Like, admit that's a close fight. It could have gone either way.
No,
and
man.
Most people in the world thought Pacquiao won.
Vinny
Like, get out of your American Western ideology.
Vinny just left. He was perplexed, appalled, disgusted, I guess, of what you guys said. But Vinny, call back again, all right?
I'm sorry, Vinny. I'm sorry.
Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Apology Man says most people thought Pac-Man won. Pop-Tart Gun says hang up, Vinny. G-Boogie says Vinny Mac, go put on your gimp suit and ask Mr. BDA to take you as his apprentice.
Yo.
It's true.
Under his wing.
Under his wing. Alan in the chat saying that Gary Russell got robbed against Lomachenko and Rigondeaux. And he got robbed against Lomachenko, and Rigo was on his way to KOing him until he had the hand injury. He was being sarcastic. Guys, the phone lines are open. I know somebody called and dropped that. You can call back again if you want. Precise in the chat, Fight Film, he's saying that Pacquiao won 9 rounds to 3, easy to score, but you have to pay attention. Okay. No, yeah, it was a close fight. Like I always tell the story. As I was watching the fight, I had it close, man. And then someone tells me, no, Floyd's winning the fight. I'm like, are you serious? And then they were showing the unofficial boxing scorecard there, and they had like Floyd up ahead and everything, and I was like, am I drunk or something? And then for a long time I thought I was drunk and I wasn't watching the fight. But it turns out that I wasn't drunk. Maybe tipsy. I'll say that. I was tipsy, but not drunk. I thought it was a close fight.
I mean, it's all right, but you know what? Just real quick, what I hate when people say, "Oh, well, hey," when some Pacquiao fans say, "Oh, he's a great fighter," but then the Mayweather fans will say, "Oh, well, Mayweather, he stomped Pacquiao. He kicked his ass." That's not accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, when I watched the fight live, when I watched the live playback, because I didn't watch I scored it to Floyd. In all honesty, I did. I scored it 9 rounds to 3. Rewatched it a few times more recently. Slowed things down. Because that fight needs to be slowed down, because there's a lot of different ways, and looked at it from multiple different angles, multiple different videos and shit. Pacquiao won that fight, man. He outlanded him cleanly, properly. Lots of shots to the body and on top of the chest.
Precise in the chat saying that Floyd didn't land one legal left hook all night. Most of his jabs didn't land either. Apology Man says 9 rounds to 3. What the fuck? Pop-Tart Gun says Pacquiao won based on the scoring criteria of the 3 scoring criteria. Based on that, Pacquiao won the fight. What else do we have in the chat?
You see, the mistake here is people think, even the boxing world, the judges, they want to see Mayweather get touched up. And if he's not getting touched up, that means he's winning. And that's not accurate. Just because you're not getting touched up, you're not doing anything. You're getting touched up here and there, but you're not doing anything on your own to mount an offense yourself to to where he wasn't hurting Pacquiao. So just because Mayweather's not getting touched up doesn't mean he's winning.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Guys, I don't know if you read about Joy Joyce and Baby Miller. Joy Joyce apparently wants to fight Gerald Big Baby Miller. But
let's go, baby. Let's go. I want that fight, man. That's got brain damage written all over it.
Unfortunately, McGregor... Oh, by the way, Revolucion, thank you for your contribution. He says Gonzalo just nailed it. Alright. By the way, Revolucion, if you want, I'll send you a link.
For Miller, huh?
Sorry,
for
what?
both.
Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, but unfortunately, Baby Miller and his managers say that they don't really need this fight at this point. They say that Miller has nothing to win and everything to lose. And so they're not really looking at the Joe Joyce fight.
Hold up. Joe Joyce has the WBA gold. You beat him, you're pretty much guaranteed mandate with the WBA. You don't need that fight when you're coming off of a drug ban.
Well, remember there were talks about Baby Miller fighting Tyson Fury and who else? Somebody else. I mean, that's a bigger fight, right? So if that's true, that Baby Miller might... No, I don't know. You know, I'm just trying to see if there's bigger fights for Baby Miller out there. Because if there are, then
a number one ranking with the WBA is on the line against Joyce, man. I'd take that. Who else can he fight?
Good point.
Dillian White,
Charles.
maybe? Dillian White?
Well, right off the bat, he would probably be facing like a Prince Charles or somebody like that, wouldn't he? He wouldn't get an opportunity to fight for a title or like he would have to be ranked high to get a title opportunity, right? He'd have to like fight one or at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Be ranked in position. Yeah.
Yeah, but because what's his situation with the rankings though? Well, I'm talking about Baby Miller. Like I don't know. I haven't been following. Yeah. So
he would have to come back and fight like I don't know, like a Prince Charles or somebody, then maybe another guy, then fight for a title if you get a second opportunity.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat here. People are still talking about Pacquiao and Mayweather. It's a whole fucking...
Yeah, because people are stuck in the damn past, man.
Yeah, let's move on, guys.
No, because I was wondering, on Rival and Mucho, you guys, what happens when you get suspended like that? Like
that's
like
my
Miller,
question.
like Dillian White. What happens? Where do you start off?
Well, Dillian White's not been suspended.
Yeah. Oh, he was
suspended. Miller,
suspended.
okay. Just for the sake of using like one guy as an example.
Okay.
Dillian White has not been suspended at all, though.
Well, Miller, when you test positive, where do you go to the back of the line?
I don't know. I don't really know. I think it doesn't go to the back of the line. I think he kind of like has his ranking reset, and with a win on comeback, he'll probably regain some rank.
Yeah, because with Canelo, that sure as hell didn't happen.
Of course not. Jarrell Miller sanctioning fee is probably $20. A Canelo sanctioning fee is probably like $250,000.
Yeah. G Boogie says, tell the precise to bring argumentative debate. You're debating both sides of the prisms. Who are you guys are talking about? Somebody in the anyways. Guys, forget about that ugly ass disgusting fight. That fight that ruined boxing, in my opinion. Well, almost ruined it. Didn't help. That fucking fight didn't help. Oh, trust me. Jesus Christ, how much I hate that fight.
Yeah, the Pacquiao, and it happened 5 years too late. You know, that should have happened a long time ago.
Remember, so many people were buying the pay-per-views that they had trouble providing the service to other people. It was crazy, man. And imagine if that fight would have been a war, how boxing would have benefited from that. But instead we got a shit fest. Anyway, let's be honest, thanks to Floyd, man. And he was clinching the whole time, man. Kenny fucking Bayless, man. One of the worst referees of all time, man. He's up there with Joe fucking Cortez, man.
Can I ask a question, man? Why are so many people pissed about that fight? Surely everyone knew what was going to happen.
You're right.
Floyd was going to be negative.
Yes.
He was going to clinch. He was going to run. That's why I didn't stay up and watch the fight live. As much as it was the biggest fight of this, it was the fight of the century. Apparently, I knew it was going to be shit.
You're right.
It's Floyd.
Yeah, it was Floyd, of course. Yeah. See, I was hoping for something, man. Something, man. Floyd, but I never seen Floyd clinch that much, though. Let's be honest. He was on the ropes, and immediately he would clinch. And Kenny Bayless wouldn't say a fucking thing.
Clinched more against Castillo.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
that
what
was a long time
Floyd
ago.
said? Floyd omitted. He was getting like his shave, a straight razor shave, and he was talking in an interview. And he said he had never been hit as hard as like how Pacquiao touched him up. You know, how Pacquiao landed one shot, and he was speaking the truth. That he had never been hit that hard before.
But the clinching, man, the fact that you clinch that much, it just shows me that you can't box. Like, they're in a disadvantage when it comes to the opponent. He's putting you in that position where you have to clinch. I mean, you know, clinching when you're hurt, you can understand. That guy is hurt. The guy he doesn't know where he is. He wants to fucking stall. Floyd wasn't hurt, he wasn't hurt, and he was still clinching. That's how how good he was, man. He was putting Floyd in that position. And yet they don't give him a round when you have a guy that's fighting that way. That just shows me that you can't compete. You have to resort to clinching. You have to resort... All right, we have Precise. Precise, what's up, man? Oh, again. Precise, we can't hear you, man. All right, I'm getting all excited again.
I'm going to jump off because it's like 12:30. I need to get some sleep.
All right, we're going to do a show tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
Yeah, probably. Peace, guys. Have a good one.
Later on, right?
Check out Rival Boxing. Yeah, Rival Boxing Talk and News. Check out his channel. I'll put the link in the description. All right. 929, you're on the air. 929. No, he left. Who's 929? I should write these numbers down.
Hey, Bucho, hold on a second, Bucho.
Yes.
I come on, right? And then Precise comes on. You introduce Precise.
I didn't see you, man. I didn't see you.
You introduce Precise. You give McGregor a plug. Then you go to a call. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Revolucion. I'll give the plug to the tournament. Here's the on the screen. You see the Trivia TKO Grand Prix. So this is the trivia show that we're going to be having, the tournament that's going to be hosted by the one and only Revolucion. Yeah, Revolucion. Revolucion, I think we're ready for the draw. So we should do it as soon as possible, I think.
As soon as possible, like you mean like right now?
No, I want to set up. I want to set up a proper show.
Do it like tomorrow or this weekend.
Sunday.
Sunday. Fuck it.
When are you free? When are you free?
Sunday.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Let's do that shit now, man.
No. I don't.
10 weeks for this shit.
No, because I don't want to.
Whoa. Time out. We got McGregor wanting it. Thunderdome's in the chat right now saying he can't wait for it. We got Gonzalo on the line. Let's just draw. Come on.
Sunday. No. But the thing is, I'm gonna put the camera on. I look like shit right now. There's no light right now in the fucking darkness. I want to do a proper thing.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start pulling A-side stuff, man. If this isn't sorted now, I ain't playing.
No, McGregor, I thought it was your bedtime. Why are you back on?
Yo, shut up. Go molest some poor little Asian girl out in the middle of the gym.
Right, this is going to do now.
McGregor, you want to get fucked? You want to get fucked with Vaseline or no Vaseline?
You're the king of dog shite.
Yeah, apology. Shut up.
Vaseline or no Vaseline, McGregor?
Vaseline or no Vaseline?
I'll fuck you with no Vaseline.
Oh. Kinky.
I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
Yo, Mike Tyson style.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna okay. The draw Sunday. Does that work?
Yeah, let's do it. Boom.
Sunday.
It's
Everybody,
on, baby.
join us on Sunday for the live draw.
And then let's schedule these fucking tournament matches. Get this done in a few 2-3 weeks tops. Let's get the show on the road. People are getting restless.
Yeah. We're dragging this too long, man. We're stalling and everything. We gotta do it. But how many questions do you have so far, man? I haven't written questions in a while, man. I gave you 30 questions, I think.
Fucking slacking, Bucho.
I know, man. Fuck. All right, my fault.
We got enough. We have enough to get through the first round. We'll have a little conference because I want to see your questions. You want to see my questions.
Yeah. That's the thing. We gotta.
Hold on.
We'll
Hold on.
keep this behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Hold on, real fast. Y'all only have enough questions for the first round?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not for the whole thing?
No, McGregor, there's so many matches, man. Like, I'm gonna put this. It's an
8. Got 100
questions. 400. Yeah, you need 400 questions.
Yeah, so the first round of this tournament's going down fall, and then we can go ahead until
next year.
Finals. Finals is going to be January. Finals will be January.
Yeah.
Revolution.
January?
If you would have,
yeah.
If you would have picked the question, the day, you would have been done by now. You would have had the 400 questions.
Yo, straight up, if you want, I can pull out of the tournament, write your 400 questions tomorrow, get someone to replace me, and get this shit done in a week.
McGregor, it's under control. It's under control. Don't worry. We got the questions for the first round. We'll just write some more questions. Stu was supposed to help us out. He didn't send us any questions.
Doing AWOL, but that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. But,
I'm a young, active prospect. I want to be active. I don't want to be having to do fucking trivia contests every 3 fucking months to get me hands on recognized.
Hey, I see you in the gym training. Battling these little motherfuckers. You staying sharp, bro.
I was in the gym banging your mom.
No.
Right. Hey, watch it. Watch it. You'll get pulled from this shit.
585, you're on the air. 585.
Yes, guys, this is Vince again. I'm just in shock that you guys believe Pacquiao beat Mayweather. I mean, you guys are the only guys in the world that thinks this.
That's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. Most of the world think Pacquiao won.
Jesus.
Dude, Vinnie Mac is the biggest troll.
Yeah.
I'm still in complete shock. Vinnie Mac picked both Yard to beat Kovalev and Campbell to beat Lomachenko.
And shrugged both of them off, and now he's going to fuck.
I'm not a troll.
The next one.
I'm not a troll, sir. I'm not sure your name is, but my name is Vince, by the way.
Vinnie Mac. The Vinny.
It's such a good act. He's got such a good act going.
All right, listen, Vinny, we're not going to talk about this fight anymore. It's just a disgusting fight. So we're going to move on. So
he's going to call you BDA. Watch.
Yeah.
That's one of his lines. This is all calculated.
Mr. Bucho.
Oh.
Mr. Mr.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to say, I want to give a special shout out to Derek Chisora for what he did. I believe that he should be the main event, especially after coming off a vicious destruction of Arthur Spilka the way he did.
You tell him, Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny.
Excuse me? Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
You tell him, Vinny.
Yeah.
You tell him about Chisora being the main event.
He should be the main event. This is why. When I say, Yard by destruction, it's the way Chisora knocked out Arthur Spilka, like that. That's what I mean by destruction, guys. Okay? He should be the main event. He deserves it. Yes, he's come up short. Everyone comes up short.
Not all the time, like
title fights. Everyone's not perfect.
All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Yes, Bucho. Go ahead.
Vinny, give us the reason why he should be main event. Not just that he comes up short and that he's knocked a guy out before. Everyone has. But what's the reason?
To be honest, I know this might sound funny to you guys, but he just can kick Regis Progress's ass, and he can kick, excuse my language, by the way, and he can kick Josh Taylor's ass. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go there.
No.
But, when he says, I want to be the main event, Eddie Hearn needs to stand up and be a man and give him that main event slot.
All right.
He gets main event because he puts asses in seats. It's in London. It's 02.
Right, let me show you how it's done, Vinny. Let me explain why he has a case. Joseph Parker has fought against Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. Listen, in the UK, he's a name there. The heavyweight division is the biggest division in England. It is. It always fucking will be. It's massive there. Heavyweight boxing is huge. Chisora had two amazing fights with Dillian White. He's fought against Tyson Fury. David Haye has real notoriety in England, in London. Him and Parker is actually, to the London audience, to the casual fan, a massive, massive ticket seller. That's why it should be main event. But it's a pay-per-view. And that's the thing here. It appeals to everyone in England now because it's pay-per-view, not just the people in London. So that's where Josh Taylor comes into the argument. Is that fair enough? A guy from Scotland who's able to put 11,000 seats in his own backyard. So he's going to gain more pay-per-view. Prograde coming in. It's a unified title fight. The Scots will come out to see the first chance of getting a unified champion in quite a long time. So for me, it's a 50-50 on who should actually be the main event. As a hardcore fan, obviously, I think it should be Taylor and Prograde. But Derek actually has good points.
Hey, Vinny, just a quick question. What do you think about Baby Miller's manager? Baby Miller's manager saying that they don't need the Joe Joyce fight.
To be honest, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm disappointed, because I wanted to see Big Baby Miller versus Joe Joyce. That would have been an electrifying fight. I would love to see that fight. Okay. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing. But I've heard that Big Baby Miller is going to sign with Top Rank.
Mm-hmm.
So, deals are ongoing. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right. Thanks for the call, Vinny. Take care.
Thank you. You guys have a good.
All right.
Say something about Big Baby Miller. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
What up, Precise?
What's up?
It just kind of rubs me the wrong way how hypocritical people are, when this or that guy gets caught with PEDs, they just get forgiven really, really quickly, but let it be. Can you imagine? I know this is hypothetical, but imagine Triple G or Loma failed a drug test. Can you imagine the outrage? I mean, but here's what I really wanted to say. Bodybuilders will tell you that once you take exogenous testosterone, or what's commonly known on the street as roids, you could never, ever, ever claim natty ever again. Meaning,
that's true.
Big Baby Miller and a lot of other fighters, he's forever changed. On top of that, he got caught with HGH. That changes you permanently for sure. So he could never be a natural fighter. Thus, if boxing really wanted to clean itself up, if these promoters, sanctioning bodies, whomever, if they really wanted to clean up the sport of boxing, Big Baby Miller, and they know what I'm talking about, like they can't claim ignorance, Big Baby Miller would be banned forever. And exogenous testosterone would be banned forever, because they will forever. Now, I'm not saying that it's the same as juicing up, 6 months before the fight. Obviously, the effects don't stay the same. Ever claim to be unenhanced. So if you want to clean up the sport of boxing, if somebody gets caught, it doesn't make any sense.
That's true. Because it changes
man.
your hormonal balance, and it never will return back to normal once you take certain types of drugs.
So it's a fucking joke, man. Drug testing in boxing is a joke. And yeah, that's all. I don't really want to go in that direction because it always gets fucking heated and we're the same place we started. So let's move on.
So what do you think about Baby Miller the manager saying that he's not interested in the Joe Joyce fight?
Well, I think that now that he's going to be put on stringent VADA, or I suppose, it's all speculation, he's not going to be the same Big Baby Miller. So he's going to try to fucking cash out wherever little notoriety he has, and Joe Joyce ain't the guy to cash out with.
Yeah. Makes sense. What do you think about Tyson Fury saying that AJ is making a big mistake by losing weight? That he should fight the way he always fights. No, sorry, he said AJ should tighten up his defense and come forward and not lose any weight.
I mean, there are many different ways to skin a cat. AJ can win in a variety of ways against. That the way I would approach it? No. I wouldn't want to exchange with the faster guy who at the very least has shown as much ability to hurt me as I can hurt him with shorter arms, right? I don't want to get close to that guy. Now, however, it's not a bad idea, but you know, if that's the kind of game plan that Tyson Fury is providing for Anthony Joshua, why the fuck did he not fight that way against Deontay Wilder, right? Why didn't he take advantage of his natural size? Tyson Fury, you can't listen to anything he has to say. He's bipolar. I'm so tired of that fucking guy. Talent and all that, but overrated at the same time. And just the man is just, I'm tired of him, man. He's disgusting. You know, as far as AJ losing weight, first of all, I don't think he is, and I don't think he will lose much weight. And I don't think he should try to lose weight. Probably concentrate on improving his stamina, maybe lifting less weight and working on endurance. And with that, if his body decides to, quote unquote, lose weight because he implements this sort of approach, then that's great. The goal shouldn't be to lose weight, because, you know, you should focus on improving your stamina, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you're able to improve your stamina, who knows? Your body might be just fine at that weight, or your body will essentially drop the weight. But he definitely, and I don't think he lifts many weights, to be honest. I think he does the rubber band resistance training, but I don't think he's losing weight, and I think it should come naturally, but organically, if you know what I'm saying, right? I think it should be a result of a different approach rather than the end goal of, right? He's a boxer, right? He's not winning, I don't know, a weighing contest or anything. It doesn't matter, because, you know, you could have heavy guys like or muscle-bound guys like Timothy Bradley, and he never lacked any stamina. So while I do agree that muscle will obviously burn up a lot of energy, at the same time, muscle also stores glycogen, so it also is an energy store of energy, right? Everybody has to find the right balance, whatever that is for them, and I don't know what it is for Joshua, right? So if he concentrates on improving his stamina, his body will respond in an appropriate way, whatever that means, right? I think people are looking at this the wrong way.
Yeah, it's true though. It's not simply about just losing weight, right? I mean, that's not. He needs some stamina, right?
Yeah, it could weaken him if he loses all this muscle, like somebody G Boogie, and G Boogie's cool as hell. But I'm gonna this point. I mean, he could be right. I don't know. But if Anthony Joshua loses 20 pounds, 25 pounds, he could be weak as hell. You know, like if you are gonna try something like that, you should do it over the course of 3 fights.
Yeah, the time period here is very short, and that's what kind of like Fury was alluding to, that, you know, Fury shouldn't just really change overnight. I mean, not only physically, but maybe stylistically. He shouldn't he shouldn't come up with a completely new, different style.
If Joshua drops 25 pounds in, let's say, 3 months, it's like having a new body. It's like getting used to driving a different car, right? Like the gears are a little bit different. Maybe one of the gears sticks. His muscle memory is he's gonna have to relearn how to do a lot of different things. It's not a good idea to do that quickly.
Blog Talk Radio.
Phones are open. And by the way, G Boogie in the chat, thank you for the contribution. He says H Money equals Tyson Fury's illegitimate child. Interesting. We'll look into that. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, I just think AJ, he, like I said in the beginning, he should focus on being more aggressive, but from the outside. Like, he should just forget about throwing hooks and just trade off throwing the hooks for jab cross a jab combination, 1, 2, 3, but with straight shots instead of using the hooks.
Yeah.
Because Reese is gonna get underneath him and is gonna come over the top with that looping right hand. And it's just, if you're rangier, just be more aggressive, but using straight punches. And when he does come inside, and you can't change that, but because Reese already did close the distance, because he's gonna get inside sometime. Use that uppercut, boom, and lift him up.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Yeah, that makes sense. 757, you're on the air. 757.
What's up, gentlemen? It's G Boogie in the house.
What's up?
Okay, what I meant by the weight loss. Okay, most of my guys that I trained before, they were weightlifting guys, and they took it on themselves to doing boxing, and their stamina was garbage. Okay, so what I meant by that, within a 15 to 20 pound weight loss for a guy that is heavily dealing with putting on mass, it won't hurt him if he does it properly by exercising right, not overdoing the weights, going lighter weights, still doing more repetitions, so he won't lose his mass, and he'll drop the weight gradually in a period of that time. And he can improve his cardio by hitting the heavy bag, moving around, boxing, doing the normal stuff. Because an athlete that consumes more calories as he's weightlifting, because that's what packing on the muscle and his nutrition, he can drop that down by limiting how much carbs or what's the other word that I'm looking for? His intake, caloric intake that he's taking in to maintain a good weight for himself, not cutting it dramatically through a period of time.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah. Anybody wants to reply to G Boogie? Okay, we'll listen. Anybody? Yeah. All right.
I find it interesting listening to everybody talk about that, about the cutting weight. It's a science, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on any of this, but like you mentioned earlier, I mean, the muscle mass, yeah, sure, it makes you tired, right? Because of the oxygen. But how much weight should he cut? You know what I mean?
Well, I thought at the time that he fought the last time, I thought he was at 247. So if he was to cut down to like 235, 240, that's 7 pounds for 240. If he's coming in at 250, 252, he could drop 12 pounds with no problem and feel better with that reduction of weight that he has on it, and especially if he's reducing the weight, the lifting that he has, but increase it by repetition and less weight, and he still will have the same effect, and he won't lose his power, and he will also increase his stamina that way.
Yeah, well, because I don't know, man.
I look at it like this, and Gonzalo, you can tag in on this. When you go in the military and you don't have the attribute, you strong, whatever, and you think you all that, and once you go in and you start testing, and then the first 10 weeks of basic training, and you're going to find something in you, wow, hey, I could do that more if I do it this way, and then you find out for yourself if it works for you. By your exercise and by the way you eat, the way you're running. If your endurance is lacking and you want to improve your run time, what do? You ain't going to just walk. You're going to learn how to run and control your breathing. So you have to do
basically, you know
exercise.
your body. You have to get to know your body.
Exactly.
But with Anthony Joshua, hasn't the problems like been showing up to where like the writing was on the wall in his last few fights? That you could say that he kind of got exposed to where it was there, but we kind of just saw it like right now in this last fight.
I look at it like this: his style of boxing was tailor-made for Anthony Joshua, because if you look at all Ruiz's fight, most of his fights, his combination. A lot of people underestimate Andy Ruiz because he looks like a slob, and people like, oh, you shouldn't say that. No, that's his body type. But the boy got nice hands. The boy has the stamina. The boy has the hunger. He has the Mexican pride in himself that, hey, you hit me, I'm going to come back and hit you 3-4 times, especially if you're slower than me.
Yeah, well, and you know what? I agree with Gonzalo's point and yours, G Boogie. Think about Gonzalo. What he said is, with AJ, his prior 3 fights, starting with Takam, Povetkin, and then Parker was in there too. Parker in the middle. Those 3 fights, you could all make criticisms. You could all put asterisks next to each one almost. And I think Ruiz, everything you said, G Boogie, was true. And consider he, I think, was the best out of all 4 of those opponents. The best, because Povetkin was on the decline. He was older. Takam is a lower level guy. Good fighter, but a lower level guy. And AJ struggled with him a little bit. Failed to get him out of there. And then Parker, you had the referee who was interfering in that fight, so you could make somewhat of an argument that Parker would have given him a harder time. So there were signs, there were rumblings.
Yeah,
the writing was on the wall. I think so.
Yeah, because when his punching power, his punching power spoke for itself. With 22 fights, 21 knockouts, basically his punching power was like winning them the matches until he got pushed by Parker. He didn't have like the 100% KO percentage anymore. And with the shorter guy in Takam, the referee stopped it, but you could see that a shorter guy is like giving them more trouble than like the guys that are equal to his height.
Yeah.
The same thing goes with Povetkin. Yeah.
Takam was doing a little bit of Dwight Muhammad Kawi there. A little bit up and down, bobbing. He had to have the referee step in.
That's why I was saying the styles make fight. Because look, all the ones that gave him the most difficult time, but then he has a great boxing IQ. I can't, down any boxer that gets in the ring. I could, but I don't want to. I don't want to. That's a different debate. But the ones that gave him the problem was the shorter guys. And the styles that they have, look at their styles. Each one of them complemented each other to giving Anthony Joshua some trouble. But he did get to knock Andy Ruiz down in the 3rd round. He did get to knock out Povetkin. He did get to hurt Takam. And then with Parker, he got quick hands, but he's a little bit taller. So he judged the range and was getting him. That's what he needs to bring to this fight. If he wants to fight Ruiz, he better bring all what he learned and take it seriously. I understood he probably might have taken Andy Ruiz, because how he looked, he might have looked above him. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that. You cannot do that. And the mindset that you're in a fight. And you don't underestimate nobody.
True. What are people saying? The chat Gypsy says, Bailey said a prayer for AJ and his family and kids that day when he fought Povetkin. I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat. All right, Jibugi, anything else?
All right, God bless y'all. Hey, Precise, you cool, my brother. All y'all guys, man, I'll watch all y'all channels. BDA Boxing, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk and speak with you guys. I appreciate all of y'all.
Thank you for calling in and
Take it
being
easy, man.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Later, G Boogie. Shout out to the Warlocks.
I think what AJ has to do. Wait, is he still
Hey,
on?
he answered. Sorry, Precise. Sorry, he answered me. The Warlocks is his dog, the Doberman, and he barked in the background. That's it. I said, shout out to the Warlocks, and he barked twice.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Precise.
what AJ has to do first and foremost is bend his fucking knees and not stand up straight in front of Ruiz and motion for Ruiz to punch him while he's standing up straight. Like, don't do that, okay? Don't not prostrate, but don't stand up tall and then go Ruiz in. Like, oh, when I do this, Ruiz, you punch me, okay? I don't know how you guys missed that in the fight. Watch the fight again. You'll see Anthony Joshua stretching himself out and motioning to Ruiz to punch him. So he needs to not do that. And another thing he needs to do is when he throws his jab, he has to make sure to throw his jab at Ruiz's head, not to the side of Ruiz's head, because Ruiz's head wasn't moving when he was throwing a lot of these jabs. And for some odd reason, the jab wasn't even on target. I don't know if he was drunk or what the fuck was going on, but man, that fight was, as Johnny would put it, fugazi, okay? And the second fight, friends, I'm just saying, man, watch that fight again, slow the action down, and explain somebody to me why Anthony Joshua is straightening himself out. When he fought Povetkin, he was low, his knees were bent, and he was throwing his jab straight at Povetkin and in his grill. Explain someone to me why he was standing up straight, putting his hands out there and saying, here, Ruiz, hit me now.
There's rumors that he had sex before the fight.
Yeah. And I think,
all these excuses, man. The motherfucker threw the fight. Give me a break.
I think Ruiz said that he's gonna go even lower on this fight, and that'll be good because since Anthony Joshua's so tall, it'll benefit Ruiz because he's gonna have a hard time getting a good punching angle on his face. So if Ruiz stays low,
I heard
Joshua's
that,
gonna have a hard time getting
with. Right? Yeah. But see, this is like how little boxing some of these so-called, George Foreman was an all-time great, not necessarily because he was super skilled, but just because he was a tough motherfucker and he hit hard. Anyway, I think it was George Foreman or somebody who said that Anthony Joshua needs to fight tall. That's the most idiotic thing I have ever heard. And Manny Robles picked up on it in that interview, and he said, great, if he fights tall, that's great, because we're going to get lower, and that's going to make the fight even that much easier for me. No, what he has to do is bend his fucking knees. He needs to get low, because that's the only way he's going to extend his range. Because punching down, you're losing, you're giving up your reach, and you're fighting like, if you're gonna fight tall, you got to be someone like Klitschko or Mayweather against these little guys, where you're leaning back and shoulder rolling these punches. That's fighting tall. That's not Anthony Joshua. He needs to stick to his fundamentals, bend his knees, and throw that fucking jab at his head, not next to his head, at his fucking head.
Yeah, and when people talk about a three-punch combination, it's like people will think like usually a jab, a cross, and a hook. He needs to change that hook for a jab, cross, jab again. Jab, cross, jab, and jab to the stomach and jab to the head again. All jabs. All jabs and crosses. Straight punches.
It's to fight exactly the way he fought Povetkin. It's like he showed that he knows how to fight a smaller guy that loves to throw hooks. And for some reason, he decided not to do that against Andy Ruiz for some weird fucking reason.
Well, what are you implying here, Precise?
Did you hear Bob Arum's interview after the fight? Bob Arum is a slick old coon, as Roy Jones Jr. would say, right?
He said.
Raccoon, not a black.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
He'll tell you The Simpsons, right? They make dirty jokes that are PG-13, basically. That's Bob Arum for you in a nutshell. What did he say about Anthony Joshua? That was not Anthony Joshua in that ring. That was an imposter.
Okay, but what?
That's what he said. Why?
Yeah,
No, Joshua wasn't fighting seriously. He wasn't himself. Look, maybe he had a concussion, maybe whatever the excuse is, I don't know. What I do know is that all you got to do, guys, and this is not that difficult. All you have to do is look at Anthony Joshua in the Povetkin fight, and then look at Anthony Joshua in the Andy Ruiz fight. And if you can't tell how different he was in that fight with Ruiz, then maybe you should stop watching boxing, man. Like, look, upon first watch, nobody catches most anything. But you rewatch that fight, and please, somebody explain to me why Anthony Joshua was standing up tall and motioning for Ruiz to hit him. Why was he doing that?
Besides,
I'm telling you what happened.
What about the people who say it's just because it's his American debut that he got nervous because he's in America and not in his hometown?
That's a speculation. That's their opinion. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I'm not too worried about. Yeah, I have my own theory, right? And you could feel free to disagree. It's just my theory. It's just as legit as somebody saying, "Oh, he had a concussion. Oh, the pressure got to him." We're all guessing, okay? Well, understand is why he wasn't. I mean, sometimes he was, but why his jab wasn't aimed at Ruiz's head? That's number one.
Okay, but yeah, go ahead.
Why he wasn't aiming his jab at his head that wasn't moving. His head did move his head sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but there were instances where he wasn't moving his head, and Joshua was trying not to hit him. Basically, watch the fight, slow it down if you need to. And another thing I don't understand is why would you stand up straight and motion for the guy to hit you? Looked like he was doing yoga, taking a deep breath and stretching out right in front of a dangerous puncher.
Inexperience?
He has the experience. He showed that in the Povetkin fight. You know what I mean? So that's not a good theory for me.
So what? Okay, you're not proposing an explanation, right? You're just saying it's weird.
I think he threw the fight. That's what I think. I could be dead wrong, and I don't care if anybody disagrees. That's my opinion. But your opinion, he wasn't himself for whatever other reason, is just as legitimate as my opinion, because we all know that fights get thrown in boxing, especially when no one expects it. And, could be right, but how do you know? You don't know. It's just an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Mine is just as legit as anybody else's. So,
the BDA, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
Low, I think, but
low.
A bit low.
Can you control my volume there, or
no?
Only you can.
No.
Okay. Well, how about now?
Yeah, it's better.
A little bit better.
Whoa, too loud.
Okay. Take it easy. Well, I just want to add
a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you guys for being on. Give me the chance to just say that to what Precise is saying. I remember watching the fight, the Joshua Ruiz fight, and thinking, okay, after the knockdown, after Joshua got knocked down, I said something weird's going on with him. He doesn't look like himself. And I said, well, obviously he ate a monster left hook, and I think the whole concussion thing makes sense because he wasn't doing that bad in the first 2 rounds. Now he didn't look as good as he did against Povetkin, like Precise said. But after he ate that left hook, it's just everything changed. So I do think there's some credence to that. I do give some credence to that thing that he was concussed, that theory. Can he beat Ruiz, though? That's the question. I mean, can he beat him convincingly? Because everybody now, especially the Joshua haters, are in love with Ruiz. So if the fight is even close and they get Joshua, those LDBC guys, they're going to be giving it, and the Mexicans too, especially fat Mexicans who can relate to they're going to be giving all the benefit of the doubt to Ruiz. But I mean, think about it. Just one last thing before I shut up. Joshua, it's funny that we're talking about how Joshua needs to do this, he needs to do that. He's the underdog.
Yeah.
He's freaking 6'5". He's got all the medicinal, additives in the world that he can take, and yet he's the underdog. It's like I think that speaks volumes about his lack of skill, which has been exposed in previous fights.
Is now because he opened a slight favorite.
Let me check the odds.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, in the court of
She
public
could be if a lot of people just bet on Andy Ruiz.
Right. But in the court of public opinion, he appears to be the underdog.
Okay, I thought officially he was like a 2-1 favorite.
No, he is. I think he's a favorite.
Minus 200 or something. Minus 180.
Andy Ruiz is the underdog, a 2.4 underdog. Joshua is a 3.3 favorite, like almost 3.5 to 1 favorite.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Anthony Joshua is a favorite. Like you gotta bet
3 pesos to get one back.
Yeah.
How many pesos?
3.3 pesos.
Yeah. But at the same time, that could be seen to like where the doubters, because Andy Ruiz didn't have many support in the first fight, even the Mexicans. But now against people are still not believers. So in the end, they're still gonna go with what they think that it was a fluke. But a lot of us know that that's not the case. If you could stand up to the punching power of Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, what's he gonna do when Ruiz closes the distance and this guy can't get him off him? I'm not saying that he can't. That's just my opinion. He's not gonna outbox him.
Gonna grab a hold of him easy.
Gonzalo, do you think this fight is close, or do you favor Ruiz because you think Ruiz is that good, or because Joshua is not all that?
A combination of things. I think AJ, he's a good fighter. He's got good punching power. He's got the length, but I think he lacks the stamina, and he's got a questionable chin to where he's still showing heart. But I think in the end, it'll kind of play out like Margarito Cotto won. To where he's still going to get battered. He's going to survive and possibly make it to the end, but most likely he go get KO'd late in that fight. Like in the 11th. But then again, Anthony Joshua could knock out Andy Ruiz early too. But I don't think he could outbox him. He can if he uses the right strategy. If he pumps the jab, uses a cross and the straight jab again, 1-2-1 combination, and then varies that to the body too, where he throws straight jabs and crosses to the pit of the stomach, he can do that. But don't use the hooks to where you're going to be hooking with Andy, because he's going to get underneath that and he's going to catch you with the same looping overhand right punch. That's just my opinion.
Certainly a possibility, right, Bucho?
Yeah. Did I hear a message?
And look, when Precise said that he needs that Anthony Joshua needs to get low, that would benefit him because he would get a lot of spring. Like Bucho said, he's got a good uppercut, and it's true. Anthony Joshua got a good uppercut because Anthony is gonna get inside from time to time. So when he comes in, because that's gonna be his plan to close the distance and smother him. So that's right there. Put some spring on your knees, come up, and catch Anthony Ruiz with a good uppercut.
Well, you know what? I think Joshua, most people are talking about him surviving and making it to the end and getting a decision. There's a very high chance that he can take Ruiz out. He almost did in the first fight. I mean, he hit him with a shot.
It's G Boogie, thank you for the contribution. He says H money equals Tyson Fury's mental.
But I don't know if you saw it, BDA, that when Andy Ruiz came off the canvas, he ate 2 big shots, especially a monstrous right hand immediately after, and he walked right through it.
Can I just say something? G Boogie says H money equals Tyson Fury's mental illegitimate child. Again, he's going after H money. All right, thank you, G Boogie.
Come on, G Boogie, what are you doing?
I think if Joshua's gonna knock out Ruiz, it's gonna be a TKO. I don't think Ruiz will get knocked out clean.
Yeah, it's possible. But I was gonna go. Yeah, go ahead.
The thing with that, I was just gonna say real quick, Mucho, can I or let you speak first?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
That the thing with what I saw when we talk about boxing brain and experience, when Andy Ruiz got hit with that shot, like when a fighter gets hurt, he's more dangerous. You don't want to finish a fighter off that knows how to defend himself when he's hurt, like an animal. That's his instinct. When Andy Ruiz got dropped and he got up, that was the wrong idea to trade with Andy Ruiz. He should have kept boxing him, but that's what he did. So I don't think Anthony Joshua can knock him down and necessarily go for the kill immediately, because he's going to put himself into a predicament. So I think that Andy Ruiz can survive because he's going to gather his wits. If he gets the time to where he gets dropped, he's gonna recover his senses, and he's got that good boxing brain where he can react, and he can react definitely better than when you have an Anthony Joshua that does get hurt. Anthony Joshua cannot unscramble his brain that quickly to throw fast combinations with the guy that's shorter and more agile than him.
It's a great point. That's what I said post fight. I think that was what happened with Joshua. Dropped him. He went for the kill. He got caught. And then he had that concussion or whatever. I mean, he was buzzed the rest of the fight, and then of course he got tired. That didn't help, and he just crumbled. If he can work on that stamina, and like you said, Gonzalo, not jump in and get caught with something else, he might just make it. Ruiz is the guy who got outboxed by Josh Parker. I mean, he wasn't a terribly. By the way, am I the only one hearing echo?
I think you. I thought it's the only one.
You say I'm right. I picked that up from you. What you said before, I remember that.
Well, there you go. Hey, I'm getting some credit here from Gonzalo. By the way, before I go, can you guys? I just want to test something. If you can hear what's playing from my computer via the Discord.
Oh, you cunt! What a cunt! I can't believe that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that works both ways.
Look, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good information that you can pick up from a lot of people, but at the same time, look, there's things that people can't get over that I'm just gonna have to like not give any credit to. Where one guy won, but then he's the champion and he's the opening favorite, yeah. But a lot of people think it was a fluke, and they still can't get over the fact that the guy's fat. Okay, that's cool to think, oh, well, yeah, he's fat. Maybe if he were in better shape, he could do better. But there comes a point to where if Anthony Ruiz doesn't care and he was successful the first time, I'm not going to get stuck on that point to where I keep thinking about his weight, because it's going to cloud my real boxing ability to see what's really happening.
But care if he gets diabetes at the age of 35?
Is it an advantage to be fat like that? I mean, does it have I'll put it this way. Does it have a disadvantage to be fat like that in a boxing fight?
You could see it in the way he throws punches. There's so much blubber in the way. His punches are really wide. Ruiz he can't.
That's what I'm saying. I see the guy, he can move his waist better than Anthony Joshua.
No,
Anthony Joshua's fit.
We saw what happened, right? But seriously speaking, is there? I mean, there has to be a disadvantage being fat like that.
There is I wasn't joking. I mean, I was joking, but my point was serious. When you look at his punches, Andy Ruiz is a really wide puncher. He's fast. You know what I mean? And why?
It is a disadvantage.
On, Gonzalo.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
You lose a lot of that fat that's in your arms and everywhere. Maybe you could shorten up your work, because literally it's the same thing with muscle bound guys. They tend to throw really wide because the muscles are in the way. But with Ruiz, it's fat. It's in the way.
And also that puts lots of strains on your joints, especially like your knees. That's why Ruiz is a bit slow. Like, all that fat will hurt your joints in the long term.
Maybe he has good stamina, but why couldn't it be better? If he's throwing, let's say, 70 punches around, well, maybe he could throw 100. Who's gonna stop this fast guy who, like, look, if Andy Ruiz was everything he is right now, except leaner, so he had better stamina, meaning he would throw more punches, his punches would be shorter and probably faster. Like, who would stop that guy? And then he had less weight to carry around on his legs, so he'd be lighter on his feet. He closed the distance faster. He cut the ring off better. I mean, we might have a fucking heavyweight Lomachenko for all we know. But because he's carrying like 30, 40 extra pounds, that's never going to happen.
Well, some people claim that weight is what allowed him to knock out or drop AJ. So if he loses weight, he's going to lose punching power. Do you guys agree with that?
Wilder, he has like 40, 50 pounds on Wilder and doesn't need hit nearly as hard as Wilder. So
great point.
Doesn't his power come from his speed, though?
Yeah, exactly. Speed is power. Yeah.
I think maybe the real reason is he might feel a little shakier on his chin with the big frame.
Yeah.
So it's like he wants to have an extra chin coming in.
Well, just like more fluid around his brain, or like a bigger neck, or not so fragile.
when you look at powerlifters, like these guys like to carry a little bit of body fat, but they're maybe at something like 20% because they do feel stronger. Powerlifters. Now, Andy Ruiz is what? 35-40% body. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating, but he's not like a husky. There's a box like how boxers
He's
used
hefty.
to look back in the day. That's right. There's a definite advantage to having a little bit more fat if you're going for strength, definitely. But it gets to a point where it's just too much. There's only so much that you need. That's why you don't see these powerlifters obese, right? They might have some. You won't see like much muscle definition, right? No six pack, and they'll have a little bit of a fucking roid out. Fine, but a little bit of fat on their body because it gives them extra power. I get that. However, there's also such a thing as too much, and I think Andy Ruiz is too fat. Period.
929,
basically what you're saying is that Husky's good, but Hefty's not.
Gonzalo, hold on, sorry. 929, you're on the air.
Oh, sorry.
929.
Hey, what up, Kimbucha? What's up? It's Virtual also.
What's up?
I wanted to bring up this video that I saw 2 days after the fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. It was basically by Luke Thomas of this MMA journalist from like MMAfighting.com, I guess. Can you imagine that, an MMA journalist breaking down boxing? Yeah, it's crazy, but he actually broke it down like really in detail. Basically,
bro, sorry to interrupt you, but you broke up a lot. I don't know if it was just for me.
Guys, can you hear Virtuoso? Okay. Guys, in the Discord,
yeah,
can
I
you
can hear him.
Okay, go ahead.
He's breaking up a little bit, but yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear the point he was making.
Can you just repeat quickly what you were saying?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to bring up a video by Luke Thomas of MMA Fighting that he broke down the fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, and that I saw a little bit after the fight. He basically detailed like in 5 steps how he was able to upset him, and basically he said like he basically forced Joshua to back into his left. He tried to pump the jab and actually move into his power side. And then, 2, he tried to neutralize Anthony Joshua's jab. What I thought that was kind of a lazy jab. He wasn't quite pumping it. It was like one at a time. There was no rhythm to him. It was a lot of broken rhythm, and it was easy for him for Andy Ruiz to block the telegraph jab. And 3rd, he was able to make him change weapons once Anthony Joshua was able to land that jab effectively, and. Once he got close to him, he was basically just flirting with him. Like basically, once he threw a jab and basically, landed that left hook over the top, it really fucked up his equilibrium. And it was, at that point, he wasn't able to really, get some space. He just stood there, basically covered up, and didn't really separate himself. And that's how he was able to knock him down like 4 times. After Anthony Joshua just scored that one knockdown and basically blew his load. So if you ever just check out that video by Luke Thomas, how it's basically the title was how Andy Ruiz pulled off the upset win over Anthony Joshua. I think it was Monday Morning Analyst. Just look it up. And he'll basically break it down for you. Like it's a half hour, but yeah, it's worth the watch. Well, that's all I gotta say.
All right, thanks, man. Post the link of the video on Discord if you can. All right.
Well, I don't have Discord, but can I post it in the chat if it's possible?
I don't think it allows you to add links, but I'll look it up. What's the name?
Leave it in the YouTube comments after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely get Discord and I'll probably hit you up.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, no problem. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Before we go, let's just look at the news again and see what. Because I knew we got new people in here, so I want to know your take on this. Precise. Jose Ramirez against Victor Postal. What do you think about that fight?
Good little. Is he a mandatory? I guess he is.
Yes, WBC mandatory.
Good fight, but I think Postal is on a slide, major slide. I don't think he's as good as maybe he never was as good as we thought he was. You know, especially since most of the division is tied up in tournament. That's a pretty good opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see how Ramirez does in that too, because he finished off Hooker so well in the last match. See if he comes with that killer instinct this time again.
We're gonna see yet another guy do better than Terence Crawford, the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, against a B-level fighter. Are we yet again going to see somebody outperform the best fighter in the world? Maybe.
If he does, would you give credit? Like, can we say that Postal is maybe, older now or whatever, broken up, and that's why?
To be fair, Terence Crawford fought the best version of Postal. I mean, maybe not on the night, but that was as good as Postal could have been. Stupidly, but that's
that
another
was years
thing.
ago, man. That was a few years ago.
Yeah, but he was coming off. He was on a roll, right? He was looking good, and that was the best he's looked. He was undefeated. Blah blah blah. He was a title holder, so you got to give Terence credit for that. But yeah, Postal. I think he was always a little bit overrated, man. Hank Landy fucking beat him in Ukraine, so go figure.
Precise. Apparently, November 2nd would be the date for Canelo Kovalev MGM Grand Casino in Las Vegas. So yeah, apparently the fight might happen.
I mean, it was pretty clear that it was going to happen, basically, because John Skipper told Canelo it's either Triple G or Sergey, and we all know he doesn't want to fight Triple G, so he didn't have a choice. Everything that's been reported. So, I guess he's daring to be great going up against an 8-1 underdog that no one seems to think has a chance in hell to beat Canelo. So, kudos to he's daring to be great, I hope we start saying every time somebody goes up against an 8-1 underdog, I hope we start saying that he's also daring to be great.
True. Apparently, Bob Arum says that if Canelo wins, Kovalev will have a 3-fight deal on the zone. But if Kovalev wins, Kovalev goes back on ESPN. So that's the deal.
Great. I think more fighters should make these deals, like if you lose, well, then you don't get to call the shots. And I think that's fair, and that's how we're going to get cross promotion. And I'm happy they're doing this because the zone is for a lot of different things, but they're coming from the MMA world and like other sports where everybody competes with everybody. It looks like they're trying to apply that to boxing, and I love it. Yeah. They're gonna cross the promotional divide. They're gonna reach out, and if their platform gets bigger and bigger and bigger, there's gonna be enough money to entice potentially everybody to join up. So I'm glad that's what's happening.
Yeah, I hope the zone works out as well. And yeah, it seems like they have a different mentality than these other old school networks and promoters. All right, guys, we're gonna end the show now. We're gonna do another show tomorrow for the Devin Haney fight. We'll do a pre-fight show, and maybe we'll stay for the fight so we can discuss it as we watch it. So, anyways, people in the Discord, thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.
All right.
Peace out to the chat.
Yeah, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. The Shepherd of Sons, thank you for being the moderator over there, taking care of the weirdos there. The Fight Scout, thank you for joining us. Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, Walter Morrison, G Boogie, Bay Area Boxing, One Hitter. Did you see the Fight Scout? The Fight Scout's there. Amok, Scene, who else? Virtuoso, Sina Mosea, I already said his name. Man, we had a lot of people. Triple J. H Money was in here. Vinnie Mac called in. Who else? Dre from Philly called in. Dead Game, Vinny. Yeah, I said Jimmy J. Fuck. Anyways, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, check out our show, Devin Haney Special Edition. Sorry about the second Renaissance, but I don't think we're gonna be doing it tonight. It's a bit too late, but we're certainly gonna have another second Renaissance. We're probably going to be doing a second Renaissance every fucking week. So stay tuned for that, guys, alright? This is King Bucho from BDA Boxing. Have a good night, guys. Take care.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed.
Oh, and guys, Sunday is the official live draw for the boxing trivia tournament. Live draw this Sunday. Alright, guys, Sunday.
I'm disappointed in everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be alright, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
Just kill a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing.
Lomito!
Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Excellent.